your uncertainty, and your longing for comfort and guidance. Let your heart rest assured, you are in exactly the right place. These words are meant for you in this very moment, not as a distant echo for someone else, but as an intimate speaking from me to you. As you open yourself to this outpouring, I want you to sense that something is being set in motion. Something fresh is about to awaken in your spirit, a gentle unfolding of truth, protection, and hope beyond what you may have ever expected. If you dare to turn away now, you risk missing the revelation meant to heal your wounded heart and lift the burdens that have weighed on you for so long. There is life, clarity, and a renewed purpose offered here, and this is not just another teaching or distant promise. This message is different, uniquely alive with my own presence. I am not sending you a messenger. I come myself, reaching for you. In my hands are the scars that bear witness to the depth of my love for you. Each wound is a reminder, not of defeat, but of a love so vast it would stretch beyond any boundary for your sake. Do not fear the challenges that close in around you, nor the shadows that sometimes seem to swallow hope. Even as difficulties press against your life with unrelenting force, cling to your faith. Cling to the gift of life itself, for I am the one who draws you out from the storm. As you trust me with your whole heart, you will see that winds and waves cannot overcome the one in whom I am present. Let not the shifting times or daunting situations cause your heart to faint. Know there is goodness and abundance prepared for you, future blessing for your family, provision for every need, and peace for your soul. I am weaving meaning from every trial you pass through. In every struggle, there are treasures to find, not only for today, but to equip you for all that is ahead. Everything you experience has been allowed so that your wisdom would overflow and so your character would be ready to steward blessing. When prosperity comes, as surely it will, do not let pride inflate your thoughts or turn your gaze from me to your own strength. Keep your eyes fixed on the source of every good thing. Remember who carried you, who called you, and who has shaped your journey from the very beginning. All the victories, all the dreams fulfilled, are the fruit of walking with me. Let your heart remain quick to recognize my love as it appears in even the smallest details. From the moment you awake until your thoughts grow quiet at night, I am showering you with countless signs of affection and care, kindnesses to remind you that you are never invisible to me. You asked me to reveal how much I love you. Now, in this very hour, you are hearing my voice. Feel the gentle guidance of my hand, the unmistakable pull of my presence. I am speaking, drawing you closer, desiring that you walk the path of goodness not because of fear, but because your heart delights to seek me. Seek me in my word. Let my commands be carved into your deepest places. Learn to walk by faith, deeper than what your natural eyes can comprehend, for faith sees what sight cannot. When circumstances seem insurmountable, and you are tempted to think your struggles will never cease, recall that for me, nothing is impossible. I turn even the most painful situations into a story of redemption. Wrap yourself in my love, for I heard you every time you wept quietly, believing your tears went unnoticed. I have been closer than your very breath. When you felt abandoned, I was holding you, collecting every tear, marking every sigh that escaped your heart. This journey you are on is not a pathless wandering. When doubt sows confusion or anxiety churns in your chest, remember that even when the fog is thick and the territory feels hostile, you walk wrapped in my protection. I shield you in every battle, and my presence surrounds you on every side, each day and every night. Whether you run toward the joy of new beginnings or trudge through the heaviness of trial, you are coming closer to my embrace. Do not let weariness overwhelm you. In every moment of exhaustion, find assurance that your soul is destined to rest in my arms. When you draw near to me, I am eager to hear your voice. Speak to me as you would to the closest friend. Bring me the raw truth of your heart, the dreams, the fears, even the aching disappointments. I am not offended by your honesty. I created you in your uniqueness, and there is no condemnation here. I value who you are, not in spite of your pain or struggle, but because your story is precious. Many people have harmed you with careless words and unjust actions. You have felt the sharp sting of betrayal, your heart broken in places that seemed beyond repair. Even so, I never turned away. I carried you when you thought you couldn't go on, lifting you beyond the reach of those who wished you harm. Those who hoped to see you fall have faded into defeat. You have risen, you have grown stronger from the ashes of suffering, and your faith has matured. What once were wounds have become testimonies of my faithfulness. Let us linger now, lingering with intention, so that you may pour out what remains unspoken. When you finish, close your eyes and let the warmth of my presence settle in your chest. Hear me whisper, I love you. Draw nearer. You don't have to carry sorrow as a sentence. This is not the end, even if the way forward seems impossibly hard. My love bears you up and sees you through to victory. Even when adversaries appear determined to tear you down, know this. Trials may press, but they will forge even greater strength within you. Through the night, I see the silent tears you shed, and I understand the heaviness beneath your words. Please do not surrender what you have already overcome. Grasp my hand and walk with me in confidence. Allow me to examine your heart. Together, let's sort through what truly matters. As confusion tries to overtake your thoughts, lean not only on your own efforts. Yes, I called you to be courageous, to give your best, but never forget who makes your victory sure. Do not drift from me when you prosper, or imagine that your talents alone have brought about your blessings. Stay close, remembering our pact of love and trust. Your steadfastness is a balm to my heart, and I delight in the way you return to my promises, reminding me of our covenant. Every time you do, it stirs my joy and multiplies my desire to bless and uphold you. When difficulties rise, do not withdraw into isolation or allow bitterness to settle over your spirit. If slander or false accusations try to diminish your worth, draw upon the courage I have placed within you to stand firm. Let your changed heart be your response, no longer ruled by resentment or seeking harm. Place vengeance in my hands. I alone am just and faithful. Do not meet cruelty with cruelty. If your detractors should stumble, let compassion rule your response. Stay on the path I have marked. Do not stray into the shadows of anger or despair. I will shine my light ahead of you, so that your steps do not falter. When you grow tired, let me enfold you with tenderness. Release your past. Let me transform your present and future. Do not clutch fear or regret, but open your arms wide to receive abundance. The challenge before you is not a sentence, but a summons to examine your soul. Let go of worries and trust in my supernatural provision. As you depend on me in lean times, and through every limitation, your life becomes a living witness of my love and faithfulness. Others will marvel at how I have carried you, how I have supplied your needs when there seemed no way. Your peace and stability in crisis will be a beacon, drawing many to wonder at my care for my beloved children. Never doubt that my desire is to surprise you with joy, to saturate your health, your family, your work, and every detail of your existence in miraculous blessing. I know you're tempted to fear what is ahead, but I want you to rest in each day, step by step. As you make choices with responsibility and wisdom, remember that I am the one counseling your heart. Entrust me with each resource, every opportunity, every hour. Call to me for daily strength. Lean into my presence and let my kingdom be your first longing. Everything else you need, I will add in overflowing measure. Through every hardship, my strength will uphold you and transform you into a living testimony. Hold fast to hope unshakable, rooted in my eternal love. Here, in this steadfast hope, you'll find peace and the fullness your heart has been searching for. Stop wrestling with the same burdens and the worn-out cycles of defeat. There is more than enough joy, peace, and harmony for you, right here, cradled in my hands. Rest now in my presence. Trust that my timing is perfect. I will answer and lead you into fullness. Every day I surround you with the shield of my love, filling you with new strength. Take my hand. Let us walk together, for there is nothing too hard for me. In the passageways of your deserts, I will bring forth springs of living water to refresh your weary soul. I will pour out courage that never fails, divine encouragement that lifts you above the reach of despair. Rise, clasp my holy hand, and walk. Prepare your household for gladness, for good things are on the horizon, greater than you imagine. I will drive away every destructive force and allow nothing to snatch your blessing. You are dearly loved and divinely protected. Those who plot harm or envy cannot comprehend why blessing overflows in your life. They may try to disrupt you, to bring you down, but I have planted you beyond their reach. Keep your trust anchored in my promise, and stay alert to dangers. Be wise. Do not step outside of my will. Wherever you go, I will make your efforts fruitful. Destruction will not approach. Darkness cannot overtake you, for my light chases away every shadow. Move forward with dignity and confidence. Lose no precious moment fretting over the envy or hurt of others. Place every care, every threat into my hands. I watch over you and your loved ones with a jealous love that will never tire. If ever you see success lead others to arrogance or to forget me, know that my blessing for you is to be permanent. Stay rooted in gratitude and humility. Let yours be a home where my word is loved, my promises cherished, and my presence welcomed every day. My power is boundless, reaching multitudes at once, yet absolutely personal to you. No scheme, no trial. Nothing on earth or in the realm of spirits can rob you of what I have decreed for you. If temptations approach, I will alert you, seek me. Listen for my wisdom, and I will hold you steady through trials of all kinds. I love you with everlasting love. Seek me with faith, and you will surely find me. Let your first breath each morning be a greeting to my presence. Even if clouds hide the sun, remember, my light is real and certain, and my reply to your cries will always arrive at the appointed time. Meet me at dawn. Pour out your heart. My joy is to answer your longing with my peace and certainty. The enemy may try to snatch your hope, to sow doubt and despair. I warn you, so you will be ready when these attacks come. Do not be surprised. Remember, you are not alone. You are not powerless. My desire above all is to shield you, to chase your foes from your path, to let holy living water flow over your soul, reviving you from the inside out. Trust in this. I listen to every word. Your gratitude, your prayers, the smallest desire for my blessing all delight me. Your persistence, your refusal to turn back even when surrounded, matters deeply to me. When battles were fiercest and you feared defeat, my timely hand reached through the darkness and pulled you into safety. Hold tightly to my promises. Take my hand in every plan, every dream. There are things you hope to do, possibilities yet to be explored. Let us do them hand in hand, not out of striving but out of loving union. I want to hear your thoughts. Your dreams are beautiful to me. You will find, in the moments you least expect, my surprises waiting to unfold in your life. Marvel at what happens when communion with me opens the floodgates of possibility. Nothing can block your access to my ear, but doubt and discouragement refuse to give space to these lies. When you pray, quiet yourself and wait for my answer. Open my word and feast on what I reveal. There is so much more for you to discover and experience. I desire that your spirit become keenly sensitive to blessing. As you listen, I will map your steps, warning you of danger and reinforcing that you never walk alone. Promise me even now that you will return to this place of connection, morning and night, a regular sharing of hearts between us. Don't let anxious thoughts drive you to constant striving. Instead, open your hands and release each pressure to me. Let my spirit bring you the peace and stability that the storms of life cannot destroy. I will blow away heaviness and root you in confidence. No matter how crushing or complicated the years behind you have been, I am not intimidated by your limits or failures. In fact, what you see as the end of your strength is simply the place where I begin my restoration. When you have nothing left but a weary soul, let my embrace quiet every anxious thought. My love is enough to surround you endlessly, to roll away each distress, and to bring the peace you have been desperate for. Before I bring the answer you seek, I will first restore the calm you have long missed. Let me carry your anxiety. Learn to trust again, let go of what you cannot control. Close your eyes and let joy begin to seep back in. I desire emotional healing for you, that you might stand tall, able to weather whatever the enemy might try to send against you. He would wish to sift you like wheat, to fracture your resolve, but do not let fear grip you. I have already provided your escape. Guard your mind, refuse despair, sadness, hopelessness, or defeat to root themselves there. Let words of faith, not despair, come from your lips. When you surrender cares to me, my hand gently removes tension, bestowing the rest and patience you so dearly need. As you find rest, I quietly strengthen you, building you up so that nothing can rob you of the life I want for you. Let this place be a sanctuary from heaviness. Settle your heart. Make a promise to yourself and to me that you will not return to endless worry. You must know beyond any doubt that you are cherished. My love for you is not conditional, and you never escape my gaze. Each day, recognize the evidence of my blessings. Train your senses to see what I am doing. I have given you every reason for victory, equipped you with strength, erased your past, and woven a new future for you. Never forget this in the valleys or in the climb. Whether you celebrate or struggle, I am steadfast by your side. No change, no circumstance, no lack or loss can separate you from my companionship. These words are meant to lift and anchor your soul, for there is much waiting for you to accomplish, and you do not need to exhaust yourself in your own effort. The promises I have declared are yours to claim. Anchor yourself to them, and fear nothing. Let faith fuel your rest. Allow hope to rise. I will carry you to higher ground, surround you with those who cherish and support you, and work wonders in every corner of your life. Even your enemies will witness my protection and blessing upon you. Know that the voices of scorn or doubt are nothing next to my approval and love. The future awaiting you is secure, for I have established it. Focus on what is truly valuable: love, family, honest work, peace with your own heart. Release the distractions that try to claim your time or distract you from the eternal. Let this be a season where gratitude blooms, where every blessing is received with awe and humility. Let go of any need to impress or compete. Here, in my presence, performance fades and relationship is everything. Take time for prayer. Remove from your life the things that stir up anxiety, and make room for quiet with me. Sometimes your helpfulness is used by others who do not cherish your best interests. Be wise. Safeguard your spirit. When you sense me calling in the early hours, answer with willingness. I delight to pour out more peace, clarity, and passion for life's purpose. Even when history repeats, storms or violence seems to surround, remember that I am untouched by chaos. I call you into a place of calm refuge. Whisper your anxieties. Let them rise and disappear, for I cradle them and replace them with my enduring peace. You are not left fighting a losing battle. I am the remedy for every affliction, the healer of your wounds, the guardian of your future. I have seen every tear you have cried, both in secret and in plain sight. There is not a moment in your story that escapes my attention. When you are weary and uncertain, know that it is not weakness to feel this way. I draw near to you precisely in those broken places, the ones you hide even from yourself. My presence surrounds you, even when you cannot feel it, and my love is not diminished by your doubts or stumbles. You may wonder how the path ahead could ever straighten, how the night could turn to dawn, but I assure you, I have already prepared every step. Nothing catches me unprepared. I see the burdens you carry, the fears that press down in the solitude of your thoughts. I want you to let me carry what you were never meant to hold alone. Do not believe the lie that you are unseen or that your efforts go ignored. Even the smallest act of kindness, the simple hope for better days in your heart, echoes in my throne room. I am closer than your breath, attentive to the rhythm of your heartbeat. The world may call you ordinary, but to me, you are precious beyond measure. Listen to the gentle urging within, the whisper that invites you to pause, to rest in me, to trust again. I am not impatient with your process. I am invested in your growth, in your restoration, in the slow healing of your wounds. When the world rushes past, look to me. I am the stillness you crave, the anchor in the flood when everything sways. Sometimes you wonder what purpose your struggles might serve. Pain can convince you that nothing beautiful could emerge from it. Yet I work within the soil of hardship, nurturing seeds that will bloom in their season. Trust my timing, for I see the end from the beginning. Even that which seems delayed or lost is not wasted when placed in my hands. Yes, there is purpose in your pauses and meaning in what is hidden now. I specialize in making all things new, turning ashes to beauty in ways you cannot yet imagine. Bring me your disappointments. Allow yourself to be honest before me. I do not expect you to pretend or to hide beneath masks. Come as you are, with trembling hope or with questions that seem too heavy. I will not turn you away. My mercy is wide enough to hold every regret, every broken commitment, every time you have felt you let yourself or me down. I delight in restoring what was shattered, in rewriting stories others declared finished. Lay down your striving and receive my grace, which never diminishes and never runs dry. You may feel at times that you have disappointed me, that your inconsistency or your distractions have put distance between us. But my love is not fragile. It is not a candle that flickers out in your storms. It is a fire that endures, an unshakable certainty even when you are unsure of everything else. I do not love you for your perfection or performance. I love you because you are my child, created from my imagination, held in my delight. Come, let my love be the foundation on which you stand, the truth that outlasts every lie. You are not competing for my attention. Even when you are silent, I am listening to the language of your heart. When others overlook or misunderstand you, remember that I see you entirely. There is no striving for my approval, no need to earn what I have already given. I enjoy hearing your voice, the unique sound of your laughter and your sighs. You matter to me. Your story matters, and even the chapters you wish to skip are precious in my sight. There is nothing wasted with me. Let me remind you that your life has eternal significance. You are woven into a tapestry larger than you can see. Sometimes all you perceive are tangled threads, but I see the masterpiece in progress. Every difficulty shapes you, every joy, every sorrow, every answered and unanswered prayer is included in the artistry of your journey. I do not make mistakes. Where you see failure, I see opportunity for grace. Where you see loss, I see the ground for resurrection and hope. Lift your gaze. Do not let shame or discouragement determine your worth. You are more than your achievements or your failures. I love you in the hills and the valleys, on the brightest days and in the coldest nights. My promise does not falter when you falter. My faithfulness does not ebb and flow. It is as unmovable as the mountains, as constant as the sunrise. Trust that no shadow is too dark, no distance too great for my rescue. When you call, I answer. Even a whisper is all it takes. You may feel overwhelmed by uncertainty, but you are held in my certainty. When you feel like you have run out of strength, know that my power is made perfect right there in your weakness. Invite me into the places you try to manage on your own. Nothing is too small or too vast for me. I delight to help you, to walk with you, to lift the burdens you have carried for far too long. You never walk alone, even if you feel abandoned. I am the companion who never leaves, the friend who understands completely. There is more for you, more hope, more freedom, more intimacy with me that you have yet experienced. I have not called you to mere survival, but to flourishing. Even in barren places, I bring springs of living water. Drink deeply, rest securely. Let the assurance of my presence seep into every anxious thought, every restless hour of the night. I am the keeper of your peace. I am your comfort when the world grows loud and demanding. If you worry that you are too much or not enough, remember that I measure you by my love, not by the world's shifting standards. In my eyes, you are irreplaceable. You are the one I came for, the one I sing over with gladness. Let my words settle in the places of your heart that ache for validation and belonging. You are seen, you are desired. You matter at this very moment, just as you are. Keep drawing near, even with trembling steps. I honor your courage, even when you take only a single step forward. I celebrate your desire to know me better, to trust more deeply, to love more freely. Each day is a new beginning, each breath an invitation to experience life together. You are not defined by yesterday. With me, all things are possible, even redemption for that which seems beyond repair. Hold on to hope. I have gone before you and will complete the good work I began in you. Rest in the knowledge that you are never alone in your struggles, never forgotten in your longing. I am here always, and I will not let you go. There are moments when you wonder if I am truly aware of everything you bear, if I see the subtle pain behind your quiet smiles and the silent hopes you tuck away. Listen closely, for I am closer to you than you've ever dared to believe. Not one longing escapes my notice. Not a single fear stirs in your heart that I have not already felt with you and for you. My presence surrounds you like cool shade in relentless heat, like still waters calming your anxious thoughts. In your vulnerability, I want you to find rest, not shame. You do not need to pretend for me. You do not have to strive to earn my attention or my love. You have it already, wholly and completely, from the very beginning. I know the hidden places, the dreams too fragile to speak, the wounds that ache with a quiet persistence. To me, nothing about you is too insignificant to matter. I care for the smallest details, from each breath you take to every whispered prayer you think will go unanswered. When you let down your guard, that is when my comfort pours in. Bring me your regrets, your burdens, your disappointments. Let me hold them so you might finally breathe deeply and rest. Surrender is not defeat with me. It is the only doorway to becoming fully alive. Each time you release your worries, you make space for my peace, and in that sacred exchange, your soul is made whole. My strength is not just for the moments you feel weak, but for every step you take when you rejoice, when you break, and especially when you are unsure which way to turn. I delight to lead you gently, showing you new paths, drawing your gaze upward, until hope rises again where you once felt only despair. Listen carefully. Your worth does not hang by the thin thread of your accomplishments, or by the approval of others. Before you accomplished anything, before you were wounded by the sharpness of this world, you were my beloved. I have authored your story with tenderness, and even when the chapters took dark and confusing turns, I have never lost sight of what I am weaving in you. My desire for you goes beyond comfort. I want to awaken a deep and steady joy that remains no matter how the winds of circumstance may shift. This joy is not fleeting. It is the song I sing over you, the assurance that you are never abandoned, never forsaken even when you cannot sense my nearness. You have walked through fires, my precious one, some flames intended to destroy, but I've always stood by you as a shield. The scars you carry are not evidence of my absence, but of my relentless commitment to rescue, to redeem, and to transform. Each mark upon your heart is noticed, and one by one I am turning ashes to beauty, mistakes to wisdom, sorrow to compassion. Your journey is not random, and I am not a distant observer. I am your constant companion, whispering hope into every trial. Trust me with every trembling question. What now? Where are you? Why me? I am not offended by your uncertainty. Invite me into your doubts, your confusion, and your anger. Genuine relationship with me is not based on blind recitation, but on honest, raw connection. Come to me as you are. Nothing about you frightens or frustrates me. You may be tempted to hide, to shrink away when you feel you've failed, but it is precisely in these moments that my embrace is most available to you. Do not let shame drive you further into isolation. I call you out from hiding, into light so gentle it heals instead of condemns. Hear me. Nothing you confess can separate you from my love or surprise me. I am your safe place, your healer, your restoration. I do not grow weary of your process. I cherish every step you take toward wholeness, no matter how small or faltering. My love is patient and persistent, always drawing you forward, wrapping you in deep forgiveness every time you return. When the voices around you, or even within you, grow loud with accusation and pressure, run to me. Let my voice cut through the noise. My words to you are life, they uproot lies, dismantle fear, and plant seeds of courage again. I know the ways your heart has been bruised by harsh words, dismissals, and neglect. I am tending to those wounds even now, speaking your true identity into the quiet places, cherished, chosen, called, and known. I created you not just to survive, but to live with the assurance that you belong to me, forever secure. Rest in this when you cannot see the next step. Hold fast to what is true. I have you, and I will not let you go. The road ahead may feel uncertain, and I know you sometimes peer into the future with worry or regret. But I ask you to release tomorrow into my hands, just as you give me today. Let me be your sustainer, your provider, your unfailing shelter. You will never lack what you truly need, for I go ahead of you, preparing good things and new opportunities for growth. Sometimes what you imagined will not come, but what I bring will be far richer and deeper than what you thought to seek. I am more committed to your flourishing than even you are. I see what's at stake in your life, and nothing is wasted. Now, as you breathe in this moment, remember that I am wooing you into a deeper trust. Your heart is safe with me. Let the walls you've built gently fall away, and let hope bloom in the soil of surrender. I have more to show you, treasures found only in the quiet spaces of yielded hearts. Journey on with me. I am gently transforming your pain into purpose, your longing into fulfillment, your confusion into understanding. Abide in the shelter of my love, and watch how I lead you step by step, moment by moment, into the fullness I have always dreamed for you. You have begun to notice the subtle ways I speak to you, even when the world around you is loud and chaotic. Trust that the voice within, urging you toward kindness, patience, honesty, and courage, is the gentle whisper of my spirit. I did not design you to stumble through life blindly or to endure endless confusion. Instead, I have crafted you with intention, planting seeds of wisdom and discernment that bloom as you walk with me. Each uncertainty becomes an invitation for you to draw nearer, to rest in my guidance, and to discover that I am always navigating beside you. In moments when your heart grows restless and doubt clouds your vision, do not yield to despair. Remember, I am the one who has seen you in both triumph and trembling. You are precious to me, loved with a devotion that cannot be measured by the rise and fall of your own feelings. My love remains steadfast an anchor when you drift, and a song when you are silent. Let my care draw you away from self-reproach and the endless striving for perfection. I ask not for flawless performance, but for a yielded heart, open to my patient shaping. As you step into the light of each new day, know that my mercies arrive with it, fresh and unwavering. You are free to lay down the burdens you have carried so long, regret, shame, and the fear of never measuring up. Place these weights in my hands, for I have already borne the greatest burden for your sake. It brings me joy to see you unshackled, to watch you rise with hope and courage. Peace follows those who allow my grace to unfold within them. When you falter, bring your wounds and mistakes to me. I do not turn away in disappointment. Instead, I stoop low, lifting your chin so you may look into eyes full of compassion. You are not disqualified by your failures. Every step you take toward me, no matter how hesitant, is celebrated in heaven. Do not be afraid of your own questions. Do not hide your confusion. I welcome your searching heart. Your doubts are not threats, but doors, thresholds to deeper trust. Even the disciples who walked with me questioned and struggled at times, yet I never dismissed them. I drew close, answered their longings, and transformed their uncertainty into burning conviction. I am patient with your process, mindful of the path you walk. When your faith feels small, remember a mustard seed is enough for miracles to begin. Allow yourself to lean into me, to ask, to seek, to knock. I am never insulted by your humanity. I am moved by your hunger for understanding. Loneliness at times tries to convince you that you are unwanted or unseen. Let me dispel that lie. I see you in quiet moments, hidden from the view of others. I know every anxious thought before you voice it, every silent tear that falls onto your pillow. Your life is fully known and fully cherished. I delight in your being, not just in your doing. Rest in the safety of my embrace, where your value is not up for debate. Whenever the world is indifferent or critical, my heart remains unwaveringly for you. There will be times when others misunderstand your journey, when even those closest to you cannot grasp the weight you carry or the hope stirring within you. In those lonely places, you are not abandoned. I meet you with the comfort of perfect friendship, one who listens without interruption and cares without condition. My child, do not let the lack of human affirmation diminish the truth of who you are to me. I define your worth. Let that truth be the foundation upon which you stand, stable and unmovable. As you listen now, be attentive to my leading. I will nudge your heart with compassion for others, stirring you to acts of generosity and courage that might surprise even yourself. There is purpose in the love you give, more lasting than anything you might receive in return. When you feel weary or overwhelmed at the needs around you, do not attempt to carry the world on your own shoulders. I am the one who empowers your kindness, who multiplies small acts of faithfulness into legacies of hope. Open your hands and let go of what you cannot control. Surrender is not the signal of weakness, but of wisdom. When you relinquish the illusion of self-sufficiency, you allow me to enter your circumstances with power and clarity. Together, we will face challenges, conquer obstacles, and walk through uncertainties. With every surrender, your freedom grows. My strength is made perfect in your vulnerability, not in your attempts to mask pain or hide struggle. In the stillness, remember who I am, a God who nurtures, sustains, and redeems. Your story, with all its brokenness and beauty, is safe in my hands. I promise to weave even the painful threads into something redemptive. Your scars will never disqualify you from my purposes. In fact, they reflect the healing I have begun and the courage you display by walking forward. Let me write new chapters with you, stories of hope where you once despaired, laughter where you once mourned, connection where you once felt isolated. I whisper to you now, you are not forgotten. I see your longing to make a difference, to live with meaning. Every act of kindness, every hidden sacrifice, every whispered prayer finds its place in my design. Your life is more significant than you realize. Even when recognition is absent and applause is quiet, know that you are participating in a greater tapestry of love. I smile at your faithfulness and celebrate the small seeds you sow, for they will yield an abundance beyond your imagination. Do not shrink back from new beginnings. The door before you may seem daunting, but I am already on the other side, welcoming you with open arms. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the resolve to move forward in trust. I equip you for every next step, providing wisdom as you need it, supplying strength moment by moment. When you cannot see the entire path ahead, simply take the next faithful step. I honor your willingness, and I will never leave you alone in the journey. There is healing in my presence, restoration in my company, renewal at my table. Come as you are, and let grace do its transforming work. You do not have to strive for acceptance or earn my favor. Let go of the pressure to prove yourself. Your invitation is simple. Abide with me, and let the relationship become the source of your joy. I will refresh your spirit, renew your mind, and restore your soul with gentleness and care. Through every moment that you have walked this earth, I have walked beside you. I have seen every tear that has fallen from your eyes, and I have rejoiced at every smile that has graced your lips. I know the innermost thoughts you keep hidden, even from yourself, the longings, the doubts, the fears that whisper in the quiet. In those places where you feel misunderstood or overlooked, let my gaze rest gently upon you. You are never an afterthought to me. My attention is undivided, my love unbroken, and my desire for your good is a flame that never flickers. Whether you sense my presence or not, I remain nearer than your breath. When the world seems chaotic and certainties crumble, I am your constant, your unchanging foundation. I am the one who calls you by name in the hush of morning and the hush of night alike. I see not only your actions but your motives, and I distinguish the beauty within you that even you cannot yet see. Your heart aches for peace, security, belonging. These are not selfish wants, they are echoes of my own heart for you. I built that longing into your soul so that you would search beyond earthly shadows, so that you would seek me and find me. The world will offer pale imitations, brief comforts, empty applause, distractions that promise to fill, yet leave you emptier than before. When you feel the hollow inside, do not despise it. It is simply the hunger for what is real and lasting. I am the one who satisfies. My peace is not like the peace the world gives, fragile and conditional, easily shattered by a harsh word or a shifting season. Mine is a peace that settles deep into your bones, into your memories and your dreams. A rest that comes even when the tempest howls because you know who anchors your soul. Let me teach you to distinguish the true from the counterfeit. Listen for my voice amidst the clamor of many voices. Mine is the voice that never manipulates, never shames, never coerces, but always invites, always calls. My words may bring conviction, but never condemnation. There is a difference, and I desire you to know it deeply. Where there is a gentle tug toward life, and away from what dims your spirit, that is, my spirit, drawing you close. Where there is fear that paralyzes and accusation that crushes, that is not from me. Reject the voices that tell you you are unworthy, irreparably broken, or unloved. Sift every internal narrative through my heart. My word to you is steadfast. You are precious. You are chosen. You belong. Bring me your uncertainties. When you find yourself wrestling with questions you cannot answer and paths you cannot see, do not shrink back as though I am weary of your doubts. I am not startled or displeased by your wrestling. In fact, it brings you closer to me if you let it. Ask your questions. Pour out the contents of your heart. I will meet you there with patience and understanding. Sometimes the greatest growth happens not when answers appear, but when you learn to trust me in the waiting. In the dark, I am still planting seeds beneath the surface, and in due season, you will witness the green shoot breaking the soil, surprising you with joy. You wonder perhaps if you have missed your chance, if the choices behind you locked certain doors forever. Know this, my purposes are not so fragile that they hinge on a single moment. Mistakes do not render you unusable. Failure is not final with me. I am the master artist, redeeming the canvas even when splattered with mess and regret. Every experience, turned over to me, becomes raw material for redemption. I write stories that no one else could imagine from the pieces you bring me. You are not behind, nor are you lost in a crowd. Your life still contains possibilities as limitless as my love. Healing is a journey, and I walk each step with you. Where your heart has been wounded and weary, invite me into those hidden places. Do not fear exposure, for I am gentle with tender things. With me, vulnerability is never met with scorn, but with grace. My hands will never press deeper than you are ready to allow, but when you open to me, I bring light into the shadows and restore what you thought was beyond repair. Some wounds close in a heartbeat. Others, I heal layer by layer. I work with wisdom, and I respect your pace. Trust the process, for I am with you in it. Sometimes, what seems a delay is my loving protection, not my absence. You are not meant to walk alone. I draw you into community, a family larger than you know, woven through time and space. There are others who carry pieces of your story, those who will offer compassion without agenda, encouragement without judgment. Let yourself receive from my body as well as give. I use imperfect people just as I am using you. Even in seasons of solitude, you remain connected to my heart and to others. Lift your head. You are part of something much bigger and more beautiful than what you see now. Every day, I offer new mercy. The past may try to accuse you, but my mercy disarms it. There is nothing you have done or failed to do that surprises me or separates you from the reach of my forgiveness. I ask only that you come honestly. Confession is not for my sake, but for yours, to unburden your heart. My love covers, restores, and empowers you to walk forward with hope. Breathe in my mercy as constant as the dawn. Keep coming, step by step. Even if the way ahead seems unclear, your willingness is enough for me to work with. I do not demand perfection, only your honest desire for me. Offer me the fragments of faith you possess, and I will multiply them. Where you feel weak, I am strong for you. Where your love falls short, mine overflows. My presence surpasses your limitations, and my delight in you does not fluctuate with your performance. I see you through the lens of my love. There will be days when the burden feels heavy, when your spirit aches for relief. Call out to me, and I will answer, not always in the way you predict, but always with exactly what you need. Sometimes, my answer is to give you courage to press on. Sometimes rest for your weary soul. Sometimes a reminder of your worth when the world has tried to strip it away. Trust that I am attentive to every cry, whether whispered through tears or shouted in frustration. You do not exhaust my patience. I am slow to anger, rich in love, and I delight in showing kindness. Let my joy strengthen you. Joy is not dependent on your circumstances, but on your connection with me. It flows from the deep well of knowing you are loved, wanted, and secure in my hands. Even in sorrow, there can be a song of hope rising within you, a quiet assurance that you are never forsaken. Do not wait for everything to be perfect to let joy in. Let it come in small flashes, in the kindness you give and receive, in the beauty you notice even in a weary world. Trust me enough to risk loving again yourself, others, this broken world. My love is the source, and I will fill you as you pour out. Remember that I am able to turn every act of love, however small, into seeds that bear good fruit in due season. Nothing given in love is ever wasted. You are called not only to receive my love, but to carry it, to shine it. Even when you feel empty, my supply does not run out. Return to me, draw from me, and then let me pour my compassion through you. Let your life be an open invitation for me to work. Be patient with yourself as you grow. The journey is not about reaching some distant destination, but about learning to walk with me in each moment. I am not far off, waiting at the finish line. I am at your side, celebrating every holy step you take, even when they feel small and trembling. This is where transformation happens, not in great leaps, but in daily choosing to turn your heart toward me, however imperfectly. You are my beloved, and nothing can separate you from my love. Let this truth be your foundation, your shield, your courage for the way ahead. I know there are moments when shadows gather around your heart. You may feel as though your purpose is obscured, as though confusion or doubt seeks to steal the clarity, joy, and peace I long for you to experience. Yet even in the obscurity, I am ever near, never turned away, never losing sight of who you are to me. I am present in the stillness, in the wrestling, in the hidden places where no one else sees. As you let yourself rest in my presence, you will feel burdens lighten, not because the world changes at once, but because my nearness becomes your source of strength and direction. I do not ask you to walk this path alone. I go ahead to prepare the way and remain beside you to guide each step. In your striving for answers, pause and listen for my gentle whisper. Trust does not mean having all the plans secure, nor does it mean holding every outcome in your hands. Trust is the opening of your heart to me, even when uncertainty lingers. It is the willingness to take one small step forward, believing I will meet you there. So often, you search for assurance in circumstances, but I am teaching you to seek assurance in me. Let your roots sink deep into my love, for nothing nourishes you as deeply as the living water I provide. Each fear, each anxious thought, and each longing finds its answer as you rest in my presence, not in the fleeting certainties of this world. There will be invitations to let go, to release what you cannot control, what you never needed to carry. I do not measure your worth by your productivity, nor do I love you more when you appear strong. My affection for you does not waver when you struggle or falter. I want you to know that even your tears are precious to me. I gather them as tokens of your journey, for they remind us both of the places where you have trusted me most deeply. When your heart aches, allow yourself to lean into my embrace. Let me remind you that brokenness is not a sign you are abandoned, but an invitation to deeper healing, restoration, and communion with me. Do not despise the slow seasons, the weeks or years where progress seems invisible. These are the hidden phases in which I plant seeds, deep underground moments no one else celebrates. But I see and honor every surrendered delay, every patient endurance. Life is formed in the waiting, character refined in the quiet obedience that persists even when applause falls silent. I celebrate your smallest acts of faithfulness, the gentle words you offer, and the forgiveness you extend to others, even when it is hard. In my kingdom, small faith opens great doors. Every time you choose kindness over anger, persistence over resignation, hope over despair, you become a vessel for my presence in the world around you. The voices that seek to diminish your purpose, to tell you that your offering is too small or that you are unseen, they do not come from me. Lift your gaze from those distractions. I formed you with intention, equipped you with unique gifts, and called you to this very place and season. The tapestry I'm weaving with your life is rich with meaning. Every loss and every victory, every disappointment and every new beginning is a thread in the story we share. If only you could see yourself through my eyes for a single moment, you would stand in awe of the beauty I see. There will be moments when trust feels like risk. I know the cost of obedience can seem daunting, especially when you cannot predict the outcome. Yet, As you yield to me again and again, you discover that surrender is where true freedom lies. Surrender does not mean defeat. It is the act of yielding to one who loves you beyond imagining, who sees all you cannot see, who holds your future with gentleness and power. Entrust your hopes, your wounds, and your plans to me. Allow me to carry what is too heavy for your shoulders. Release each anxious thought, knowing that nothing escapes. My notice, no concern, is too trivial, no question too small for my heart to hold. Open your life to my touch in the day-to-day moments, the ordinary routines, the simple joys, the quiet struggles. Invite me into the mundane, as well as the marvelous. I delight in journeying with you through the seasons of laughter and the places of sorrow. My faithfulness is not measured by the highs alone, but by my presence in every valley, every uncertainty, every ordinary day. You are not alone now, and you have never been. If you draw close, I will show you that even the most unremarkable days are sacred. Because my light dwells within you, even your most menial tasks become hallowed. Every conversation a chance for my love to break through. Do not think you must have a grand ministry or wield bold influence to change the world. Your quiet acts of love are as significant to me as the ones that draw notice. I measure the heart, the posture of humility, the willingness to serve where no one sees, the devotion that persists when applause is gone. Wherever you serve, however you love, you become my hands. Every act of genuine compassion, every word of encouragement, every gentle gesture matters eternally. I see you, and I am pleased. Let your heart take comfort in knowing you are living out my purposes, even in simple faithfulness. If regrets or past mistakes haunt you, lay them down. I am the God who makes all things new. The pages of yesterday do not define the chapters to come. Receive my forgiveness not only as an idea, but as a living reality. Let it pour over you like cleansing rain, refreshing, restoring, and freeing you to walk boldly in the present. I do not remind you of your failures. I remind you of your belovedness, your calling, your capacity to grow and to rise again. Let my mercy be the rhythm that sustains you, granting you strength to forgive yourself as I have already forgiven you. Stay near to me, in the moments of joy as well as the moments of pain. Let gratitude take root, returning again and again to the remembrance of my faithfulness, for gratitude is the pathway to peace. When you remember how I have carried you, it empowers your soul to trust me for what comes next. In the brightness of day and the longing of night, I am the constant, the anchor for your soul. Anchor yourself in my promises not because you must earn my approval, but because my heart is already for you. Let this assurance settle deep within. You belong to me, fully and forever. When you feel uncertain of your value, remember that I have called you by name. When you cannot see the path ahead, remember that you walk with the one who has already gone before you. Do not be afraid when doubts arise, or when the journey feels wearying. Your hope is not built on shifting circumstance, but on my unchanging love. To journey deeper still, I ask you to consider how you see yourself and what you believe about who you are. In my eyes, there is a world of voices clamoring for your attention, shouting images and stories about worth, about beauty, about success and failure. Many of these voices have whispered lies into your ear, shaping how you think and feel about yourself. But I desire for you to listen to my voice above all, for it is only my words that contain eternal truth and the power to truly define you. When you come to me burdened by comparison, shame, or regret, I do not look upon you with criticism or disappointment. I see every hidden wound within your heart, every moment you have closed yourself off in fear or self-protection. I see the places where doubt has taken root, where you have believed the accusations that say you will never be enough, and yet I look upon my creation, you, with unwavering delight. My love for you does not shift or diminish. It is a steadfast current, flowing strong beneath all the surface disruptions of your life. I call you chosen, beloved, worthy not because of anything you have achieved, but because of who I am, and because you are mine. You may feel fragile, like clay shaping and reshaping in the potter's hands. Sometimes your own choices have left you cracked or brittle. Sometimes the actions and words of others have pressed deep lines into your soul. But I, your creator, do not grow discouraged by the unfinished places in your life. I see the masterpiece while others see only the mess. I redeem what feels too far gone. I bring beauty out of what you might hide away in shame. Trust not in what your eyes can see, but in my promises spoken over you since before your first breath. If you let my truth root deeply, you will find a strength rising within you that cannot be shaken by the changing opinions of those around you or by your own fleeting emotions. You will come to recognize my fingerprints etched into every thread of your story, evidence that you have always been seen and known by me. Listen when I say you are not forgotten. Not for a moment have I turned my face away, even when you have tried to run from me, even when you have covered yourself in layers of defenses or distractions. I have remained near. In your most silent hours, in moments of confusion or despair, my spirit is present, gently calling you back to the center of my heart. Nothing you confess can frighten me. There is no weakness, no secret, no mistake that I cannot redeem. My arms are open wide, eager to receive you again and again. Do not judge yourself by the old patterns, the former failings, or the rejections of this world. Look instead to me, and let me be the mirror that reveals your true reflection. When you see yourself through my eyes, hope is restored, and courage awakens. I am not ashamed of you, not disappointed or surprised. I have placed gifts within you, callings and purposes that are unique to your life. I intend to nurture and grow each of them with loving patience, guiding you through every season. Bring me your deepest struggles and lay them at my feet. I want you to know that I am not dismayed by the depth of your questions, by the complexity of your emotions, or by the pain you sometimes feel unable to speak. I understand your doubts and your wrestling, the days when believing feels difficult. I do not withdraw from you when you are tangled up in your own uncertainty. Instead, I draw even closer, reminding you that faith is not the absence of struggle, but holding on to me through it all. There are treasures hidden in your darkness, moments where my presence breaks in with unexpected clarity, where you realize that even in your longing, you are being drawn deeper into my embrace. My faithfulness does not waver as you journey through these valleys. I have promised to walk with you, to shepherd your heart skillfully, tenderly, never pushing you beyond what you can bear, but always leading you onward toward life. Be honest with me, as you would with a constant companion. Pour out every hope, every disappointment, every dream and fear. I receive it all. Nothing is too small or too overwhelming for me. When you open your heart fully, you allow me to fill you with what you cannot create on your own, peace that surpasses understanding, joy that remains even in trial, and strength for every step ahead. As you see your own limitations, let them remind you not of failure, but of the vastness of my sufficiency. My grace is inexhaustible, my patience unending. I do not measure your worth by what you accomplish, how quickly you heal, or whether you always get it right. I cherish you in the midst of your process, loving you through every transformation. As you continue to walk with me, pay attention to the gentle nudges in your spirit, the desire to pray, to serve, to forgive, to hope, to rest. These are my invitations, subtle yet powerful, leading you deeper into communion with me. Sometimes my guidance looks different than you expect. Perhaps the prompting to be still when all the world rushes forward, the invitation to extend kindness when you feel least able, the reminder to trust when the outcome is still unseen. Every moment you respond to my spirit, you cultivate a relationship that transforms you from the inside out. Do not despise these small beginnings, for I am teaching you to recognize my voice in the everyday rhythm of life. Remember, I am present in the ordinary and the extraordinary, in the tasks you repeat daily, in the conversations that test your patience, in the quiet acts of love that go unseen. I am there. Nothing escapes my notice. Every smile, every tear, every effort done in love finds its place in my heart. There is no division in my sight between sacred and secular. Every part of your life is holy when surrendered to me. Invite me into every corner, and you will discover grace and purpose where you least expect, even when you fail to notice me. I am gently working behind the scenes, weaving all things together for your ultimate good. Step by step, I am teaching you what it means to rely not on your own strength, but on mine. When you stumble, I do not grow weary, I uphold you. When you rejoice, I celebrate alongside you. In both joy and sorrow, I am the constant foundation beneath your feet. Let your confidence arise not from your own perfection, but from my unchanging character. I am faithful to complete the good work I have begun in you. Stay near to me, for I delight in revealing myself to those who seek me with open hearts. There are moments when you feel the silence is overwhelming, as if your prayers disappear into empty space, and you wonder if I am still listening. It is in these instances that I draw especially close, surrounding you with a quiet assurance that transcends your understanding. Silence is never absence. It is the invitation for you to lean into me, to discover that my presence is not measured by noise or answered petitions, but by the steady nearness that you often sense, even in the stillness. I see the questions that rise up from the quiet of your heart. Will I truly answer? Can I be trusted? Hear me now, and let your doubt melt into trust, for I am with you in every breath, attentive to each longing. Lean into this space, for here I teach you to listen not just with your ears, but with the whole depth of your being. Consider how the seed grows under the earth, away from human sight. You do not see it struggle to break open, or the tiny shoot pushing through dark soil towards light. Yet I am present with that seed, breathing life into hidden things. So it is with you. You often do not see the beginnings of my answers, the gentle unfoldings of promise in your life. When you wait and see nothing, trust that unseen roots are taking hold. Your patience allows me to shape you, strengthening you for the days when the fruit of your faith will be evident to all. I have not abandoned you to your circumstances. I am cultivating something beautiful in the soil of your waiting. In your periods of fatigue, when burdens press heavily and your strength falters, remember that you were never made to carry life's weight alone. I reach out to lift what you cannot, asking only that you come to me honestly and lay your troubles before me. You are not expected to perform for me, to hide your weakness behind a mask of spiritual strength or perfection. Your vulnerability is precious to me. When you come weary, I draw near with comfort that restores and hope that revives. My strength is made perfect in your weakness, not despite it, but because it creates space for my power to sustain you. As you move forward, doubts and regrets from your past may attempt to anchor you, drawing your thoughts backward, replaying memories as though they can change the present. But I call you forward. Your story is not defined by what lies behind, but by the new chapters I am writing with you each day. Where you see failure, I see tenacity. Where you see disappointment, I see resilience. The pain and missteps that haunt you do not disqualify you from my love or my call upon your life. My mercy is new every morning, washing over your yesterdays and breathing hope into your tomorrows. Receive this as truth, and let it shape how you move into what I have for you next. Relationships can bring you overwhelming joy, yet they can also be a source of pain and misunderstanding. I know each wound inflicted, and every word left unsaid. I see how trust can be broken and how isolation can take root even in a crowd. Yet, I am the mender of broken hearts and the binder of wounds. Where reconciliation seems impossible, I can plant seeds of forgiveness and humility. Your desire for connection is not foreign to me. I have woven it into your very being. Bring your disappointments to me, and allow me to heal places that feel unreachable. Let me guide you in offering forgiveness, not because others have earned it, but because you are free when you release what no longer serves your heart. Restoration is a journey, and I walk with you through every step, even when it feels lonely. At times, the world's darkness looms large, tempting you to fear, retreat, or build walls. Hear me, light shines brightest in darkest places, and you are called not to hide away, but to be a radiant beacon. My love enables you to bring hope to the hopeless, to extend peace where chaos threatens, and to offer kindness where cruelty abounds. Do not underestimate the power you carry when you live rooted in me. Your actions, though small in your eyes, can have eternal ripple effects. A single word of encouragement, an act of selfless service, a listening ear. I see it all, and I use every offering to work good in the lives of those around you. Fear will sometimes whisper, convincing you that you are too insignificant to matter in my great story. Never believe you are unseen or forgotten. I have prepared works for you that no other can complete, unique moments where your giftedness, personality, and heart are needed. Trust the promptings I place within you. When you feel moved to reach out, speak, create, or give, recognize these as invitations from me. Respond even when you feel afraid. I walk with you. I will equip you as you step out. You are not tasked with outcomes, only obedience. I multiply the smallest seeds you offer, bringing about fruit that you may not always see, but which glorifies me and blesses many. You may have been misunderstood, misrepresented, or judged sometimes by those you counted among friends or family. It is a deep pain to be denied the benefit of the doubt, to feel as though your heart has been misinterpreted. I encourage you. Seek your validation in me, not in the verdict of others. Let my love define your worth, and my acceptance be the ground beneath your feet. I see the motives of your heart, the intentions behind your actions, and the cost you pay when you choose love in the face of criticism. Remember that I, too, was misunderstood by many, yet I continue to love unconditionally. I call you to carry my compassion, even when it is not returned, knowing that I am your advocate and your healer. In the face of change and uncertainty, anxiety can easily take hold, whispering to your soul about all that could go wrong. Yet every season of change is overseen by my hand, and I do not lead you anywhere that I have not first prepared the way. Your life is not at the mercy of unpredictable winds. You are anchored in me. I give you stability that cannot be shaken, not because trouble will never come, but because my presence goes before you, behind you, and surrounds you on every side. Bring me your worries, and let me replace your turmoil with peace. Cast your cares upon me, finding freedom in surrender. Trust grows as you choose to release each anxiety and receive my assurance in return. Let joy take root in you, not as a fleeting emotion, but as a steady confidence that I am good and that I am working all things together for your ultimate good. Joy is not naive. It exists even alongside sorrows and struggles. It is a testament to the reality of my kingdom within you. Celebrate the small victories, savor moments of beauty, and let gratitude stir within you an unwavering hope. I delight in your happiness, and I am invested in every part of your story, rejoicing over you with singing. Hold fast to me. Let your heart rest in the certainty that you are loved, known, and carried by the one who fashioned you, and will never let you go. In gentle moments of pause, when you find yourself drawing a deep breath and gazing upon what has been set before you, recognize that this too is a holy invitation. I have not called you to ceaseless striving, but to an existence marked by glad reliance on my sustaining grace. Rest, though fleeting in this world, is a gift I place along your journey, a reminder that every effort, Every accomplishment, even your very heartbeat, finds its origin and fulfillment in me. When you quiet your heart to listen, you will hear my song of delight over you, notes woven from the beginning of time, echoing through eternity. You are never required to earn my presence. I am steadfast beside you, the source from which your strength flows anew each day. When you are weary, let my spirit nurture you, planting seeds of peace within your soul. When you are anxious, remember, I carry tomorrow, and nothing escapes my loving gaze. My plans for you are secure beyond the storm. As you walk, remember, I have crafted your days with a masterful wisdom, threading together moments of joy, challenge, and stillness into a tapestry that glorifies me and grants you deep satisfaction. When disappointment clouds your vision and dreams seem slipping from your grasp, know that my purposes are never thwarted. I shape even the stony places into gardens, and from dry land I draw streams of hope. Let gratitude be your anthem. Forgive yourself for moments of weakness, for I do. My mercy is abundant, and my patience unending. All that you lay in my hands, I redeem. With each sunrise, my mercies greet you, brighter than the dawn, inviting you to step into a newness only I can provide. There are times when loneliness finds you, an ache no other voice can fill. In these hours, listen closely not to the chorus of doubts or memories that wound, but to my whisper affirming, you belong to me. No distance, no darkness. No wound is so great as to separate you from my enduring embrace. When you are misunderstood or rejected, let my acceptance be your anchor. My arms remain open, my love constant. Even when earthly relationships falter, you are held. My child, I invite you to come to me unmasked, spilling out every worry, every hope. Nothing you share will push me away. In honesty, trust blooms. In vulnerability, you receive the comfort your heart has longed for. Consider the lilies of the field and the birds of the air, how they are clothed and nourished without anxious effort. I tend them with joy. Yet how much more do I cherish you? Your needs are not overlooked, nor your tears ignored. I delight to provide not only for your body, but for your deepest yearnings. The hunger to be seen, the thirst to be cherished, the restlessness for belonging. As you bring your desires to me, do so with open hands. I know what will bring you true flourishing. While some prayers feel unanswered, every cry is heard, every sigh treasured. I am working in unseen ways, weaving outcomes beyond what you have conceived. Trust that I am always at work for your good. In your pursuit of holiness, know that my expectation is not perfection, but intimacy. I invite you, not into sterile adherence, but into the fertile soil of relationship. My spirit dwells within you to refine, direct, and empower. Where you fall short, let conviction serve as a gentle nudge rather than a rod of shame. Every transformation is my handiwork in you. Celebrate each small victory, every habit surrendered, each act of kindness. I notice every movement of your heart toward me, every time you choose love over bitterness, faith over fear, humility over pride. Progress is measured less by your outward accomplishment and more by the openness of your heart to my shaping. Allow others to glimpse the light I am kindling in you. Let love overflow, love that bears with others in their imperfection, that seeks restoration, that offers forgiveness before it is asked. You are my ambassador, carrying my compassion into wounded places. Your willingness to serve, to listen, to encourage, to pray, these are seeds sown that will bear fruit in ways you cannot imagine. You need not be eloquent or bold by the standards of the world. You need only to be available, to let me flow through you like living water into the dry patches of a waiting world. In every humble gesture, eternity touches earth. When confusion besets you and questions multiply, do not be afraid to bring your uncertainties into my presence. I am not threatened by doubt, nor impatient with your wrestling. I see your longing to understand and your frustration with mystery. In me, wisdom is not hidden away for the clever, but offered freely to those who seek with humble hearts. Ask, wait, and listen. Over time, I will illuminate your path, sometimes gradually, sometimes all at once. Do not despise the unknown. Within it lies the opportunity for your faith to deepen as you surrender control and look to me as your guide. Even when you do not see the next step, my guidance is as sure as the sunrise, and my presence goes before you. Let joy spring forth in the ordinary. The smallest act infused with gratitude becomes radiant. Share meals, laughter, and tears with others. Celebrate simple mercies and beauty, the smell of rain, the comfort of home, the warmth of friendship. All these are reminders of my generosity toward you. Do not minimize the value of the present. This day is a gift, given to you freely, and what you receive with thanksgiving expands your soul's capacity for delight. Resist the urge to postpone joy until all is resolved. Let my spirit teach you to rejoice now, finding me in the midst of your present circumstances. Remember, you are never insignificant. You are part of a great story, one woven from the dawn of creation and culminating in beauty beyond what your heart can yet hold. Every act of love, every whispered prayer, each step of faith resounds through eternity. When you feel small or unseen, hold fast to the truth that I have written your name on my heart. I celebrate your courage, your resilience, your growing tenderness. My love for you is not based on your performance, but upon who I am and what I have done for you. Let this assurance free you from the tyranny of comparison and competition. Rest in your belovedness, secure in your purpose, anchored by my unwavering affirmation. I have held out truth to you with patient hands, inviting you ever deeper into my heart. As you have journeyed through these words, I have drawn back the veil of distance and spoken to you as a friend speaks to the one they love. Let my nearness settle in your soul and know that my presence is not reserved for rare moments or special people. I am here now with you, breaking through your striving and your doubts. My loving attention is fixed upon you, and I delight in every step you take toward me, no matter how hesitant or weak you may feel. You do not need to perform grand gestures to find my approval. You do not have to hide your pain, your history, or your questions. The story of your life is safe with me. I have already seen each page, and I am never disgusted or surprised by what you bring. You are loved more deeply than you can know, and each time you look up to me, all of heaven rejoices. Open your hands, unclench your heart, and let every ounce of condemnation fall away like old leaves. I call you beloved not because you have earned it, but because it delights me to name you so. My child, you belong. Let the worries that haunt your quiet hours come to me. Whisper them, shout them, or simply bring your aching silence. Do not fear that you will overwhelm me or be rejected. I am the one who catches every tear, who holds your anxious thoughts and transforms them into wisdom and peace. When you cannot see around the bend, trust that I am already there, preparing good gifts for you. I waste nothing, not even your failures or wasted seasons. Even those will become the tapestry of testimony that marks my faithfulness in your life. I know the limits of your patience, the weight of responsibilities, the people who misunderstand you, and the dreams that seem hopelessly out of reach. I am not asking you to fix yourself or to pretend that you are strong. Instead, I am inviting you to let me carry you. My shoulders are big enough for every burden, and my hands are steady even when yours are trembling. If you are weary, let me refresh you. If you are burned out, let me renew your joy. I long to be your resting place, your strong retreat, your home in every storm. The world may try to define you by your highest achievement or your deepest disappointment, but I see your identity written in light upon your soul. You are my own. You are not the sum of what you produce or what you lack. You are not the wounds others inflicted or the regrets you nurse in quiet. I see you in truth with all your possibility and all your need. And My response is consistent love. Let that assurance anchor you, so that the opinions of others lose their grip and the fear of the future is stilled by my peace. You are permitted to hope again. There are seeds I have planted in your life that have not yet shown fruit, but they are not forgotten. I am tending them in hidden places where you cannot see, and in time, there will be a harvest. Do not measure my power by your current circumstances or the calendar on your wall. My ways are greater than what you can imagine, and I will accomplish all that I have promised in exactly the right season. Wait with expectant trust, knowing that my timeline is always for your good. When you stumble, remember that shame is not your inheritance. I do not withdraw from you in your weakness. Instead, I draw closer, offering healing and a hand to lift you back up. The journey is long and the road sometimes rough, but I am your companion through every valley and victory. Refuse the lie that you are alone. My voice will guide you, gently reminding you of who you truly are and where you are going. Lean in and let me speak life over you even in the quiet hours. Unseen battles you fight are not lost on me. I rejoice when you persevere and forgive, when you choose compassion over cynicism, when you extend mercy to yourself and others. I see your sacrifices, cheerful and hidden, and I delight in each one, weaving them into the story of rescue and redemption I am writing through your life. Every act of trust, each moment you refuse despair, every small kindness offered, these shine bright in my eyes, and they matter more than you know. Give yourself permission to receive my kindness. There is nothing you could do to make me love you less. The story I am telling in your life is not finished yet, and no mistake can stop my purpose. You can always begin again in my presence, because my mercies are new at the break of every dawn. Cling to hope, not because circumstances demand it, but because my goodness is your eternal anchor. Let these words resound in your spirit. You do not walk alone. My arms are open, and my heart beats with tender mercy for you. I have held you through nights of confusion and seasons of exile, and I will hold you still in the days to come. Take this promise to heart, and let it build a quiet courage within you. Trust that I am working, even now, in ways that you cannot see, and all things are being gathered up in my loving plan for your good. Release every false burden, and stand in the truth of my love. Allow yourself to dare great things with me, remembering that risk and adventure are safe in my hands. Share what you have been given, comfort the hurting, seek peace, and live generously, knowing that your source will never run dry. I am with you to the very end of this age and beyond. Speak to me at any time, for I am always listening. Return to these words whenever your heart grows tired or forgetful, and let them guide you home to my joy. You are in the right place, and this word is meant for you right now, for your season and your heart. You sense it even as you read, that I am reaching out to you with something more than mere comfort. There is a revelation for you within these words. Within the next moments, I will open your eyes to a new depth of rest, courage, and hope that you have not fully known. You have much to gain here. Freedom from burdens that have weighed you down. Release from fears that whispered you were alone. If you walk away or doubt, you risk missing the breakthrough that was designed for you, unique, intimate, healing, empowering. My approach today is not distant or generic. I speak to you personally, with the deep, knowing affection of the one who created you, who has watched you in every valley and on every peak, and who never stops loving you. You have questions lingering in your soul, and you long to be seen. Let me assure you, you are not overlooked. You are the brave one I see. Brave not because you feel invincible, but because, time and again, you have risen when others would have surrendered. There have been times, I know, that you have wondered how you could stand again with so little left within you. You have come through storms without the applause of the crowd. At times, you were left on your own, your requests for help hanging in the air while others turned away. Even in those moments, You discovered something remarkable I placed within you, the resolve of a champion. You pressed forward beyond the reach of the past, and every step was witnessed by me. My gaze has always been upon you, and not one tear or ache has gone unnoticed. Now, I see the signs of exhaustion in your spirit. If you need to rest, breathe deeply, and receive the peace I provide. My rest is not for those who have given up. It is for those who are weary from advancing. Let your soul breathe, even as your body continues on. I am preparing you, strengthening the foundation of your heart with my words, so that wisdom will spring forth effortlessly, and the blessings that await you will not slip away, but will rest securely in your hands. Do not look over your shoulder at failures or disappointments. Place your life on my balance, and consider what truly matters. There are things I am calling you to focus on: your family, your well-being, your spiritual life, the dreams I have woven into your being since the dawn of your days. You cannot carry the weight of regret and expect to run free into new territory. Though painful memories try to cling to you, I am putting a gentle, loving stop to the cycle of self-blame and sorrow that holds you back. There is a land of blessing ahead, and the burdens you have dragged must be released. Do you see what I see? Every broken place, every moment of defeat, every lonely night I have been present, and I have been preparing you for something incomparably beautiful. How many times have you faced consequences that seemed to darken your dreams? I have washed you. You are clean. I have mended wounds that cut so deeply you wondered if you would ever feel whole again. The voice that declares you unworthy or cursed does not speak for me. I silence those accusations. Under my covering you are made whole. No shadow or superstition or whispered threat of harm can touch you when you stand in the authority I have given. I remind you again, you are my beloved. I care for your family, your home, your life. Take hold of this truth. You are free. No power of darkness can chain you or cause you lasting harm. I perceive the fears that sometimes try to anchor themselves in your mind. Remember, every force of evil is rendered powerless before me. There are those who have opposed you with words or with envy, but none can reach the core of your being, your mind, your well-being, or your future. My spirit shields your soul. Do not heed the voices of those who speak empty faith, but lack its reality in their living. Your faith is genuine, unyielding in the storm, fixed not on what is seen, but on the promise you have tested and found trustworthy. When you open the holy words, you know you commune with me. My word is a lamp to your steps, a fire that warms and leads you onward. Lean in and allow your confidence to grow. Even when confusion or heaviness clouds your way and the path is hidden, remember, you are welcome to rest in my presence. I am here to renew the flickering flame within, to replace weariness with strength and sorrow with joy. I want you to keep believing, even if the world laughs or taunts. No voice can persuade you to let go of hope, for you know my faithfulness, and you know the sound of my love stirring your heart. Your past does not determine my love for you. Your mistakes do not unravel my plans for your life. I search your heart and I see the honest longing to walk with me, the sorrow for any wrong that tries to cling to your conscience. That humility draws me close, and I am moved by your desire for renewal. My love does not diminish. It only grows as you come near. Say it boldly, I am loved by God. Let these words echo through every silent corridor of your mind. You have at times found yourself pressed by trials you thought would break you. I have listened to your secret cries when heaviness made you question if there was reason to continue. Let me be clear. I am the restorer of breath, the renewer of dreams, the healer of longing hearts. Let this be the day you decide afresh to seek me, to hold firm in your resolve. Following me is not a burden. It is the path where fullness of life meets you. Trust me with the small steps, and you will see storms quieted and enemies scattered. My favor will cover you, when others expect your shame. Release every shadow of doubt that lingers in your thoughts. Let my promises be your armor. When tension or anxiety pulls at your spirit, speak to me, turn toward me. My love is more than enough to dissolve every entangling fear. I am not distant. I am as close as your next breath. In this new season, freedom will begin to reign in your emotions. The chains that have tormented you, the despair that has sought to find a home in your soul, will be driven out by my joy and peace. You will find traces of blessing even in problems that once seemed like barriers. When your eyes open each morning, you will see my kindness shining upon you. I am the God who comforts, who meets you with peace so complete, it removes weariness from your heart. Each moment you offer me, I weave hope and strength into your days. Let your mind dwell on the good, the pure, the beautiful, for I am sowing new seeds of hope within you. My spirit clears your vision so you can see the wonders I still long to unfold. Allow yourself to dream again. Let anticipation warm your heart even in quiet, ordinary moments. If you wake with heaviness, remember my words. Take a single step of faith and joy will rise to greet you. Miracles have not stopped. They are within reach for those who believe. I am never absent. When you feel alone or too weak to stand, I am the one who lifts, who shields, who supplies. Let your heart rest, but do not lose courage. There are greater things in store for you, designed specifically with your redemption and victory in mind. You are called to move beyond old fears, to shine courage in the face of daunting odds. The battles before you do not catch me by surprise. I orchestrate even the struggles you find perplexing for a purpose that will one day dazzle you with its wisdom. When you take my hand, whether in the stillness of dawn or in the darkness of uncertainty, you are kept secure. My hand shapes your story with gentleness and power. You are never as alone as you fear. I have gone before you, and I go with you still, shaping hope where all seemed lost. The wounds of your past are not your identity. My hands have already done the deeper healing, giving you a new name, a new joy, a new reason to hope. You have faced valleys of despair, moments where joy seemed impossible, but I have spoken tenderly to your hurt, bringing restoration where there was only ache. Now, you are free to leave the wheel of guilt and shame behind. The time has come to step into the sunlight of my approval. You have heard voices that say you are finished, that your dreams are over, but I declare over you that your story is not defined by setbacks. Nothing is lost in my presence. I am writing new chapters, and the ink is hope. If ever you question your worth, remember I saw every dark day, and I have never regretted my decision to give you life. My gift for you is greater than the battles you have faced. Even when tides of doubt rage at your feet, stand tall, secure in my grace. I call you my beloved child, my joy. There is nothing you could do to erase my love or make me turn away. When you fall, I lift. When you wander, I search and call. Your coming home always brings rejoicing here. Receive this blessing. Grace enough for today, strength for the road, tenderness to fill every hollow of pain. I delight in your presence. Come to me as you are, and you will find rest. Rise, courageous one. Your faith has humbled you, and that humility draws my power. The world looked at your scars and missed your resolve, but I see the battles you have fought, the tears you have shed in silence, the selfless prayers you've whispered in the night. I rejoice in your steps toward healing and wholeness. You are never invisible to me. I desire for you abundance not only in resources but in peace, in joy, in the fullness of life you were made to experience. Even now, I am bringing provision to your home, light to the corners of your heart where shadows have threatened. You are not meant to strive endlessly for what I freely give. Rest in the assurance that all you truly need will be provided. I see your needs and know your heart better than you know yourself. Stay close to me, for apart from me, even the fiercest heart will grow tired. My spirit living in you is the source of your unshakable joy, your strength, and your hope. When provocation comes, you will respond with kindness, not from weakness, but from the power I instill. You are being formed into a vessel of mercy, a reflection of my patience and love. Where others cling to bitterness, you will overflow with forgiveness, because you know that I, too, have forgiven you. Do not let your heart be troubled by the judgments or misunderstandings of others. Release resentment, and let compassion be the first fruit of your journey with me. The world may stir up discord, but you, chosen and set apart, will bring peace where others fan conflict. Not by might or by your own skill, but by my spirit alive within you. I smile over you, cherishing the clean and humble heart that you bring. When your name is whispered in slander or lies are woven behind your back, do not let their poison linger in your mind. I will defend you. I have already spoken truth over your life. Take every anxious thought captive. Do not permit fear to dictate what you believe. Instead, meditate on my words of promise. You are being elevated to new places, to greater freedom, and to the ability to love as I love. When you find yourself stumbling or weary, remember, grace is stronger than your struggle. I continuously wash over you with hope, so that you do not have to dwell in heaviness. Every day, I invite you closer. Even now, as you receive these words, let them settle into your spirit and revive you. My purpose for you is unstoppable. My love is relentless. You have often wondered if your prayers mattered, if in the noise of this world your voice is heard. Know that every whisper, every sigh, every silent ache that is lifted to me, I hear and I care. Nothing escapes my notice, not a single heartbreak, not a single hope. Draw near, your vulnerability is safe with me. Lay down every pretense, every armor you've built to defend yourself from disappointment. In the secret place, let me be your defender, your closest friend. Now, as you set aside the past, as you choose to let go of what was and embrace what is to come, I walk before you and behind you. The times of want and hunger will make way for seasons of abundance, because I, your God, am faithful to finish what I've begun. Use the creativity and wisdom I pour into you to steward your gifts, to build a legacy of blessing, and to show others the beauty of a life surrendered to love. You are not here by accident. I fashioned you for significance, for victory, for radiant joy. Laugh without fear of the future. Dream without apology. Trust that I am able to take the most broken places and transform them into gardens of hope. Your freedom is my promise. You have nothing to prove and everything to enjoy in my presence. My only desire is for you to trust me enough to step forward. Trust that in every season, my protection surrounds you. My angels guard your path. My spirit shields your heart. As you open your hands in prayer, surrendering both your worries and your dreams, I respond with gifts that exceed what you imagined. Fear has no power when you root yourself in my love. You are not overlooked. You are cherished, precious, and necessary. You are the light I send into dark spaces, the hope I place in weary hearts. Come to me, often and honestly. My grace is inexhaustible. My mercy is new every morning. You are welcome to bring your joys and sorrows, your triumphs and failures, to the altar of my affection. Your journey is sacred, and every step you take is accompanied by my hand. I will turn even your stumbles into miracles of transformation. Though others may misunderstand, I see the truth in you. When the world seems overwhelming, rest in me. I am your anchor, your foundation, your forever peace. Let your prayer become the bridge between your earthbound needs and my supernatural supply. I answer not only with provision but with transformation, making the impossible possible and exchanging ashes for beauty. No struggle is insurmountable. No night is too dark for my light. Hold fast, for my embrace and my promises are the security your soul has always longed for. Lean close, beloved. My blessing reigns over you in this moment. There is nothing you lack in my presence, only more life to discover, more hope to receive, more love to share. Your courage, though tested, will shine brighter, because you have chosen to walk with me. In your rising and in your resting I am constant. In your laughter and your tears I am near. You are not bound to your past. Your identity is not your scars, but your redemption. My love marks you as more than a survivor. You are a victor. Every valley will be filled and every mountain made level before you as you trust in my guidance. Even as doubts circle, let faith be the song you sing. And as your faith grows, miracles will begin to multiply. You will speak life where there was once defeat. You will see healing break forth in ways you have not dared to hope. The old bonds are falling away, and my spirit renews you daily. Walk forward without fear. You are not walking alone. I will accomplish all that concerns you. No weapon forged against you will prosper. No word of malice can curse what I have blessed. The spiritual storm sent to incite fear will dissipate at the sound of my name spoken from your lips. Rest in the knowledge that justice and mercy walk with you always. Life will not always be easy, but your victory is certain. Your enemies will see the mantle of favor that covers you and bow to the truth of my power. You will not be shamed or discarded, for I have called you by name and I am not finished with you yet. Though the world presses in with noise and confusion, fix your eyes on me. Let my words be your compass in every decision, my peace your guard. You are the light on a hill, the hope in someone's darkness, the proof that I am real, that I am love, that I never abandon my own. Take comfort in this. The outcome you fear is not your destiny. My goodness and mercy pursue you all the days of your life. When you waver, I remain steadfast. When you falter, I remain faithful. My child, you sense a stirring within you, a longing that words can barely reach, a quiet ache for connection that lingers even in moments of joy or sorrow. I see you, not just as you present yourself to the world, but in the secret place of your heart where doubts and desires meet. You wonder if I am close, if I am aware of your silent questions, your burdens and battles. Here in these words, I want you to encounter me not as an idea or distant presence, but as the living God who leans in with unbroken attention. Even as you wrestle with uncertainty, I stand with you, undaunted by your fears and gentle with your wounds. There are things you carry that you have told no one. There are memories that have become heavy stones around your spirit. In this space, I invite you to set those burdens down. Let my gaze rest upon the places you strive to hide, and watch how I respond not with condemnation but with affection. Each day you wake up, I am already near, whispering hope into the shadows of your mind. I do not wait for you to be perfect, or even for you to find the right words. Even your sighs, your inarticulate groans, are heard by me as prayers. The world rushes around you, and sometimes it feels as if you are unseen, your worth defined by what you accomplish. But I measure you differently. I look at you and see intrinsic beauty, the mark of my own creative hand. In your struggles, I do not grow weary. In your questions, I do not turn away. My patience outlasts the frustration that sometimes clouds your heart. When you are tempted to believe you are alone, remember, I am intimately acquainted with every part of you, more than even you know yourself. There will be challenges ahead, and moments when you wonder if it is still worth trusting. When hardships come, it is not evidence of my absence but an invitation to deeper dependence, a chance to lean not on your own understanding, but into my faithful arms. You have believed the lie that you must carry everything alone, that to be strong is to hide your weakness. I am telling you now, come as you are, bring the truth of what you feel, and lay it before me. There is nothing too heavy, nothing too broken. My desire is not just to comfort you, but to transform what has hurt you into wellsprings of new life. The world cannot give you this kind of restoration. It is a balm only I can apply. a process that unfolds in patience and love. As the days pass, I will show you that my promises are not mere words, but living realities meant to anchor you. Allow yourself to hope again. Listen for my quiet voice, a nudge, a thought, an indescribable sense of peace that slips in when you least expect. You do not have to force trust to grow. Like a seed nestled in soil, your faith is nurtured by my presence, watered by my spirit. I do not despise your small beginnings. I treasure every step you take toward me, no matter how uncertain. Sometimes you will stumble. You may feel that you have failed, that you are too flawed to draw near to me. But in those moments, recall that I am not shocked by your weakness. My love is not fickle, nor is it measured against your performance. I embrace you in your humanity, remembering that you are dust and spirit intertwined, a marvelous creation, fallen yet destined for redemption. I have not forgotten a single promise I have whispered over your life. There may be dreams you think are lost, prayers you think have gone unanswered, but know this: I hold time itself. I see past, present, and future laid out before me, and nothing that is for your good can be stolen away permanently. If you bring your disappointments to me, I will exchange ashes for beauty, mourning for joy, and heaviness for a garment of praise. Let yourself be honest with me. If anger wells up, if sorrow overshadows joy, do not hide those emotions. Bring them into the light of my love. I do not turn away from the rawness of your pain. I receive it, hold it, and gently heal it. Just as a skilled gardener tends a bruised plant, so do I handle your heart with hands both gentle and strong, with attention to every detail. I want you to notice the small graces I scatter across your day, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of a friend, a moment of clarity and confusion. These are not accidents. They are reminders that I am intimately involved in your life. The voices around you may speak of scarcity, of striving and endless effort, but my way is rooted in rest and confidence born from knowing you are loved without condition. You are not defined by your anxieties, your missteps, or the voices that speak failure over you. I ask you to listen for the sound of my affirmation that rises above the din of accusation. I speak belovedness over you even in your mess. When thoughts of shame or regret attempt to build walls around you, remember that I am the one who breaks through barriers, who specializes in rewriting stories others have deemed unsalvageable. Lean into the reality that you are held secure, chosen, and valued beyond measure. The journey with me is not about achieving perfection, but about abiding in a love that transforms you from the inside out. My love finds you in the middle of your searching and anchors you, quieting your restless heart. I know every longing, every tear, every hope you are afraid to speak aloud. My arms remain open, unwavering, whether you feel elated or exhausted. When overwhelm threatens to swallow you, take a breath and invite me into that present moment. Let my peace settle over you, not as a fleeting feeling, but as an unshakable assurance. You do not need the approval of the world when you stand in the radiance of my delight. As you read these words, know they are not meant to give information, but invitation, a call into greater intimacy, depth, and transformation than you have imagined before. I am nearer than you know, attentive to the rhythm of your breathing, the beating of your heart. Listen for my presence in the spaces between your thoughts. I do not rush you. I move at the pace of your willingness to say yes, however hesitant that yes may be. Trust that I am big enough for your doubts, tender enough for your wounds, and patient enough for your journey. As the light shifts and the world keeps turning, my love remains a constant, steady, strong, welcoming you home again and again. You have often wondered where your strength truly resides, especially on the days when your heart feels frail and your thoughts are tangled like vines in shadow. Hear me. I am not looking for your perfection or endless striving, but for your willingness to trust where you cannot see beyond the next step. As morning dew settles quietly over fields, so I blanket your life with mercy new each day, subtle yet steadfast, soaking driest hopes with my tenderness. You are not overlooked in the landscape of humanity, not lost among countless prayers. Every longing, every sigh, every breath you release within your soul finds its way to me, as rivers find the sea. Draw near and be assured that your voice has not disappeared into the vastness. I delight in your honesty, even when it comes in stammers or silence. I have shaped your innermost being with compassion and purpose, inviting you to discover that my presence is not a distant echo, but steady as the rhythm of your own heart. There are moments when fear presses in, whispering that you are alone or doomed to fail. In those moments, let my love answer louder. I hold your days in clarity and know both their beginnings and their ends. I am not surprised by your struggles or the wounds you still carry. My healing flows not in force, but in gentleness, softening what is hardened and mending what seems irreparable. Trust that I linger with you, especially in shadows you cannot dispel yourself. My light is patient, and it will not abandon you. When you feel small before the mountains you face, remember that I have already gone before you, tracing safe paths where you see only ridges and cliffs. Your worth is not measured by flawless obedience or uninterrupted faith. I know your frailty, your doubts, your missteps, and still I call you worthy of love that cannot be undone. I am not disillusioned by your setbacks. Even as you stumble, I see the courage it takes to rise again, to stretch toward me in hope. Let yourself breathe deeply in my patience. With every failing, I offer another invitation. Come closer. I do not keep score. Instead, I give you room to grow and space to rest. Accept the gift of my presence not as a reward for some elusive line crossed, but as a homecoming, a place where you always belong, no matter how far your journey has taken you from peace. Let go of the labels and judgments that weigh you down. They are not my words. My voice calls you beloved, chosen, precious, and possible. Do not let shame build walls between your heart and mine. My forgiveness is greater than your greatest regret. I am already in the future you fear, preparing grace ahead of every step you take. There is freedom waiting wider and deeper than you imagine. Come surrender the heavy burdens of proving, hiding, or pretending. Instead, anchor yourself in my love that remains unchanging, even when your intentions falter. See how, woven through each circumstance, I am working, gently arranging, patiently crafting, mending the tapestry of your days until sorrow gives way to hope. You do not need to force understanding in every unanswered question. Some mysteries are wrapped in time, and that is not failure. I am not distant in the waiting. I am profoundly near, holding each part of your story until it finds its place. Stand in the uncertainty, knowing that my promises do not depend on your flawless faith, but on my unbreakable faithfulness. Watch, and you will see. What felt barren will blossom. What felt lost will be found. What felt beyond repair will be renewed, through my spirit working in quiet ways you never anticipated. Your journey is not one of despairing cycles, but of becoming, of letting my love reshape your innermost places until joy is born from disappointment and peace rises out of turmoil. Let my words quiet the inner storm. I do not ask you to numb your feelings or pretend when things are hard. Instead, bring every anxiety, every pang of sorrow, every flicker of hope, and lay it honestly before me. I am a safe refuge, a listening ear, a heart full of understanding. Nothing you carry is too cumbersome for my hands. Let me shoulder what you cannot, for I am always willing to bear you up in ways that leave you lighter, freer. Find courage in this. You never walk unknown roads alone. My spirit remains your guide, as gentle as a whisper, reminding you of who you are and whose you are. When setbacks threaten to speak louder than hope, Listen instead for the steady assurance that I am with you, even here, even now. You will discover strength not in avoidance, but in meeting each day enveloped in my presence. The world may tempt you to hide your flaws, pretend the shadows do not exist, but I call you to honesty, to the freedom that comes from letting me see all of who you are. There is nothing so broken that I cannot piece together, nothing so scattered that I cannot gather into belonging. Let yourself be held by hands that shape the stars, and still cradle your heart with infinite care. I love you not for who you might become one day, but for who you are in this moment, fragmented, hopeful, searching, beloved. Do not run from your questions. Sit with them in my company. Sometimes the answers will unfold not in lightning revelation, but in quiet companionship as we journey together. I do not despise your doubts. They are doorways for deeper trust. Every step, even the halting ones, matters to me. I walk with you through valleys, as well as over mountaintops. My faithfulness endures beyond your seasons of wandering or restlessness. Trust that I see the broad landscape of your life, the wounds no one else notices, the silent victories no one else applauds. I celebrate each moment you turn toward me with even a mustard seed of faith. Your greatest impact is not found in grand gestures, but in your daily willingness to be shaped by my love. Rest in the knowledge that nothing you do for love, for reconciliation, for gentleness is ever wasted. Every act of kindness is a ripple in my kingdom, which grows quietly unseen and unstoppable. Let my peace guard your heart when fear and confusion try to take root. When old voices tell you you are not enough or that you will never change, replace them with the truth I speak over you. You are made new, you are forgiven, you are cherished, you are forever within my embrace. My grace is not a one-time gift, but a river that flows, washing over every tired place within you, refreshing hope again and again. Lay down your comparisons and the pressure to be someone else. I rejoice in the person I have created you to be, with all your particular strengths and even your gentle flaws. Remember, your story is not finished. I am still writing new chapters, still guiding your steps toward greater freedom, kindness, and courage. My love is not a temporary shelter, but a home that cannot be taken from you. Drink deeply of this, find your rest, and know that I am for you, always. You have begun to notice, perhaps, those places in your soul where you have tried to fill the ache with lesser things. Yet I am not surprised or disappointed by your wandering. I have watched each moment with patience and tenderness. I see the places where you have tried to forge your own path, constructing walls to protect yourself from pain or uncertainty. I am not angered by your striving. Instead, I invite you to lay down the burdens you have been carrying, those anxieties about your worth, your future, your mistakes. I do not measure you by your success or your failures. My gaze does not pierce you to shame you, but rather to comfort and correct, leading you gently away from that which steals your peace. Where your heart feels divided and restless, I come to speak peace, not as the world gives, but a deep quiet that settles even your hidden fears. You may find yourself resisting out of habit or fear, thinking that surrendering your plans or desires will leave you empty. But I am not a thief of joy. I am the giver of every good and perfect gift. To trust me is not to lose yourself, but to become more fully alive in the truth of your identity, loved, chosen, treasured beyond measure. Allow your uncertainties, your doubts, even your disappointments to become offerings laid at my feet. I do not recoil from your confusion or your hardest questions. My wisdom is not threatened by your honesty. When you bring your truth to me, you make space for me to reveal my truth to you. The broken places in your story can become portals for my grace to enter, if only you will let me touch them. There are moments when you long for immediate answers, quick resolutions to your pain or confusion. Yet with every breath, I am already at work within you, shaping you into a vessel of my love and purpose. What seems slow or hidden to you is not forgotten by me. I am always moving in kindness, weaving together strands you cannot see. My timelines are not meant to frustrate you, but to protect and prepare you, giving your roots time to grow deep beneath the surface. Trust that I am never absent, even when my work is not yet visible. Each delay bears fruit beyond what you could imagine if surrendered to my hand. As you learn to sit with me in the silence of waiting, you will discover that my presence is more nourishing than any answer or solution you could devise on your own. You will find rest that is not dependent on changing circumstances, peace that is not based on human assurances, but on my unfailing character. In the quiet of your soul, I am speaking words of life, hope, and direction. Listen for the gentle promptings and assurances I place upon your heart. The world competes for your attention, but my voice is persistent, unwavering, overflowing with compassion for every tender place inside you. You are not forgotten, not lost in the crowd. I see every detail of your days, your silent prayers, your tears, shed in secret. Before a word is on your tongue, I know it. Before you recognized your thirst, I had living water prepared for you. I gather up your concerns like precious seeds and plant them in the soil of my promises. Even what you fear is wasted or overlooked becomes the raw material for a harvest in my timing. Trust that nothing escapes my loving attention, not one moment, not one sigh. Allow me to show you where I am drawing close, even as you struggle. I am the one who searches every hidden valley and celebrates every tiny step toward me. Your process is sacred to me. I am not impatient with your questions or your slow turning. Like a gardener watching for the first hint of new growth, I rejoice in every movement of your heart toward hope. Do not despise small beginnings or faint stirrings of faith. I honor them as surely as a mighty leap. I work with what you give me, multiplying it beyond your understanding. Where the darkness feels near, let me be your light. Do not fear exposure or vulnerability with me. There is nothing in you that I do not already know. Nothing surprises or deters my love. Bring your shame, your regrets, your hidden hopes, offer every part, holding nothing back. You will find that my mercy is deeper than your deepest fault, my strength greater than all your weakness. As you entrust yourself to me, you will encounter a freedom beyond striving, a release from captivity to fear and self-condemnation. Even in your pain, I am sowing seeds of comfort and resilience. I mourn with you in your losses and lift you in your disappointment. I have not abandoned you to your suffering. I shape your trials into tools for compassion, so that you may one day comfort others with the same comfort you have received. Nothing in your life is wasted in my hands. Every scar can become a testament to my healing touch. You are not disqualified by your wounds, rather. You are being prepared to carry hope into places that only you can reach. Let gratitude begin to awaken in your heart, not as a duty, but as a natural response to my presence. As you recognize my gifts, large and small, the heaviness will start to lift, and a new perspective will take root. Gratitude will not always erase the struggle, but it will open your eyes to the beauty and possibility woven into each day. Notice where I am surprising you with grace, where I am gently turning sorrow into joy. I delight in blessing you, not because you have earned it, but because you are mine. In all things I am inviting you to see as I see to imagine your life through my eyes. Where you count losses, I see the seeds of new beginnings. Where you see obstacles, I see opportunities for growth. When you feel most alone, I am surrounding you with unseen support and divine encouragement. My child, lift your head and look beyond the horizon of your understanding. There are good things ahead, things prepared just for you, if only you will keep walking with me, step by step. Let my love be your anchor and your song, even when the way is unclear. I will never leave you nor forsake you. When your heart echoes with loneliness, remember that I am closer than your next breath. You do not need to pretend or perform for me. All I desire is your honest, willing heart. As you continue to trust me, I will transform your fears into testimonies, your waiting into wonder. Every day is an invitation to experience more of my faithfulness. Keep your heart tender and your eyes open, for I am making all things new in you, even now. As you continue to draw near, I want to remind you that every season of your life is known to me. I am familiar with your rhythms, your joys, your disappointments, and even your silent yearnings, the ones you hardly dare speak aloud. Sometimes you are tempted to believe that your struggles isolate you, or that your unique blend of longings and weaknesses places you outside of my embrace. But I tell you, there is no space so dark or distant that my love cannot reach you. I see you striving, seeking to bring order to your days, searching for identity and significance. You wonder at times what your purpose is, how your presence matters in the great sweep of creation. Hear me, you matter simply because I have chosen you, called you by name before you ever drew your first breath, and nothing in all creation can erase that mark of my affection. Let me show you how deeply I attend to the intricacies of your life. Even the smallest habits, the quietest moments, are not lost on me. When you take comfort in a gentle breeze or marvel at a morning light breaking through your window, I delight in your delight. When you lift your eyes in hope, or even in confusion, I am already with you in that glance. I ask you to trust, not because I need to test your strength, but because I wish to overflow my strength into your everyday existence. There is much I wish to reveal, but it begins by softening your heart and opening your hands. I want you to approach me not with rigid rituals, but with the rawness of your real questions and desires. I long for you to bring me the frustrations that knot your heart, the boredom that weighs your days, the ache of unanswered dreams. Your honesty is precious to me. It is a doorway through which my healing and my wisdom can pour. You may feel at times that your weaknesses disqualify you from deeper intimacy with me. Yet I remind you, it is through your weaknesses that my power is made perfect. Where you see limits, I see opportunity for grace. Do not be discouraged by what you cannot accomplish on your own. Instead, listen for my whisper in the quiet, gentle as a river, reshaping the land. Your story is not outside my design. Your every season matters deeply to me. If you have experienced loss, know that I mourn with you and promise to redeem what pain has tried to steal. If you have felt invisible, I assure you that not a single detail has ever escaped my sight. When you are overlooked by the world, you are still chosen, cherished, held in the palm of my hand. Consider the ways you have sought safety or peace, sometimes by shaping your surroundings, or controlling relationships, or hiding your true thoughts. While these efforts may bring momentary comfort, I am the true source of peace that endures storms and cuts through confusion. I invite you not merely to believe this in theory, but to experience it in reality. Lay down your coping mechanisms, your self-made shields, and let me be the place where you rest and recover. I am not impatient with your process. I do not condemn your faltering steps. Rather, I offer a love that is not complicated by your efforts, but is simple, profound, and constant. Rest assured, I have woven your days with purpose, even in times that feel small or insignificant. What you do matters to me. When you show kindness in private, when you forgive someone who may never notice, when you resist the urge to give up under the weight of repetition, these are seen and treasured. I celebrate the small victories of your heart, and I am more patient and more proud than you can imagine. Let your life be a canvas, messy and unfinished as it may seem. I am not waiting for perfection, but for your willingness to journey with me, to let me guide you moment by moment. There are truths I wish to sow deeply within your heart: that you belong, that you are secure, that freedom is yours for the living. Your identity does not shift with circumstances or public opinion. It is defined by my unwavering delight in you. Each new day, you have fresh access to my presence. Do not hide when you feel stained by failure. Come close, for I cover you with compassion. When shame presses in, I replace it with honor and dignity. Let me renew your sense of worth, not by the world's measurements, but by my fatherly gaze of delight. Whenever you grow weary and believe you must prove yourself, remember that I am not measuring your worth by the standards others set. My delight is anchored in who you are to me, and all I ask is that you trust me enough to keep coming near. Let your vulnerability become the very soil in which I plant new strength and new vision. As you offer even your smallest efforts, even your clumsy faith, I am faithful to bless and multiply them. There is beauty in the journey, not just the destination. Allow yourself to embrace the process, to take delight in every step where you and I walk together. Your life has significance beyond what your mind can grasp. In the stillness, let me assure you that you are not wasting your days. The little things done in love echo into eternity. Do not despise your own contributions, nor compare your path to another's. I have unique lessons to teach you, unique adventures to share. Even when nothing around you seems to change, I am at work within, cultivating a heart that looks like mine. Your willingness to be transformed is a fragrant offering. Transformation is rarely instant, but I rejoice over every forward step, however small. Let your soul breathe in hope, even on days when the world feels heavy and uncertain. I am not threatened by your doubts or your confusion. Bring them to me as you are. You are not called to figure out every answer or to have unshakable certainty. I honor your questions. I welcome your seeking. Even as you wrestle, I am gently holding you. Trust that my faithfulness is larger than your understanding. Where the path winds and dips, I am guiding you, teaching you to lean not on your own ability, but on the security of my love. My gaze is always upon you, in seasons where you flourish and in moments where you feel pressed on every side. You wonder sometimes if I have turned away, forgotten the intricate cares of your heart, or allowed hardship as a silent abandonment. Hear me now. I have never, and will never, leave your side. Even when you walk through the valleys, when anxiety seems to choke every seed of hope, I am the reassuring presence moving quietly but powerfully in your midst. I see the trembling, the questions, the urge to retreat or hide. But do not mistake my silence for absence, for much is accomplished in the gentle hush where your soul learns to rely not on outward signs but on the certainty of my embrace. Trust is forged, not by constant visible miracles, but by the deep knowledge that you are held even when the path is dimly lit. Within you I have woven resilience where the world sees only vulnerability. The places you call weakness, I recognize as openings through which my strength pours most brightly. Do not despise your limitations or compare your journey to those around you. You are tailored for a purpose that is not duplicated or diminished by any other life. When you fear you are lacking, remember I am the source who fills every lack, who gently mends the frayed edges of your confidence. Surrender your striving for perfection, and welcome the gentle assurance that I delight in you as you are, even now. Before every flaw is smooth, before every answer is clear, I see you reaching for stability, for reassurance that things will work out, and that your efforts are not futile. I know the longing implanted in you for home, for belonging, for security unavailable in shifting circumstances or fading achievements. I invite you to anchor your soul in me, to let my faithfulness be the bedrock that sustains you when all else shakes. Your worth is not tied to your performance, nor is your story defined by the events that have bruised or bewildered you. Step into the quiet confidence that comes from being known and chosen. not because you have it all together, but simply because you are mine. There are moments you fear your pain has shaped you more than my love has. You may feel marked by disappointment, shaped by what you have lost or wished for in vain. Let me have access to those hidden corners, those sealed rooms in your heart where sorrow and hope live side by side. I am the healer of hidden wounds. Nothing is wasted when placed in my hands. What you consider broken, I see as beloved. What you wish you could erase, I repurpose for beauty beyond your imagining. You may grieve, but I promise that your mourning will not be without comfort, your tears not without meaning. Every sorrow you entrust to me becomes the soil for a new kind of joy, unexpected and enduring. Breathe deeply now, allowing my peace to enter the tension you hold in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Every anxious thought, every restless notion, every fear of what lies ahead, bring them to me. In my presence there is rest, not as the world gives, but a steadying that courses through your very bones. I know what weighs upon you, and I do not scorn your struggles. Lay every burden down, not because you are strong enough to fix all things, but because I am strong enough to carry you. Rest is not earned by exhaustion. It is received by trust. If you see only the demands and not the opportunities, let me shift your sight. Life may overwhelm with its urgency, the parade of tasks, and the clamor of responsibilities. Pause and notice. Within each moment, I am planting seeds of hope, infusing your mundane with possibility. You do not walk alone through the rush of your days. I am beside you, present in the smallest detail, attentive to every sigh and smile. I am not a distant observer, but a loving companion, invested in your daily growth and eternal destiny alike. Choose to see the divine fingerprints in the ordinary, the miracle embedded in each breath. You wrestle with questions, and sometimes answers are slow to come. Understand, the journey of faith is not the absence of uncertainty, but the willingness to continue walking with me in the unknown. I do not shame you for your doubts. They are invitations for deeper conversation. Direct your questions toward me. Ask, seek, and recognize that the greatest transformation happens not in the clarity of every answer, but in the intimacy birthed by persistent seeking. I am not afraid of your questions. I welcome them as part of our growing trust. When you feel unseen or misunderstood, know that I cherish every nuance of your being. You are not lost in the crowd of souls. I see the story written into your life, the desires too tender to voice, the gifts yet undiscovered. I value your presence, delight in your laughter, stand with you in your disappointments. You matter, deeply and forever. Do not seek validation from those unable to grasp your full worth. I have named you precious, established your value beyond fluctuation or failure. Your journey is holy ground, even when marked by detours and delays. Life does not always follow the script you imagined, yet every twist, every unexpected challenge contains my hidden wisdom. Trust that I am masterfully weaving all things for your ultimate good. What the world calls setback, I call setup for greater revelation. What you perceive as wasted time, I use as preparation for purposes yet unveiled. Walk on, not in resignation, but with the expectation that my goodness will break through at the right time. Let the light of hope rise again within you, even in prolonged waiting. I plant within your heart a persistent hope, not a fragile optimism, but a living trust, rooted in my character and my promises. Not everything will make sense, but everything can become meaningful in my hands. Refuse the narrative that says you are alone, stuck, or forgotten. Instead, rehearse the truth. I am the author and finisher of your faith, the one who begins good work in you and brings it to completion. Hold on to this certainty. You are neither behind nor beyond redemption. My timing is perfect, my ways are loving, my purpose is sure. Today, as you hear these words, know that I long for you to walk ever closer, unburdened by self-doubt or fear. I am not looking for flawless performance, but for your willing heart, your openness to receive what only I can give. As you lay down old patterns and release the need to control outcomes, leave space for me to do what only I can. Your surrender is not defeat, it is the fertile ground of miracles. You are never risking loss by trusting me. You are opening yourself to gifts beyond what your imagination can conceive. The invitation remains. Come further in, risk believing again, and let me show you the wonders I have stored up for those who love me. I see the depths of your longing, the cries that echo in the quiet spaces of your heart. Every unspoken hope and every tear shed in solitude are precious to me. I do not measure you by the heights of your performance or by outward things that others applaud. Instead, I delight in the courage it takes for you to trust me even when your faith wavers, even when your hands feel empty. When you find yourself questioning your worth or your place in this world, let my abiding presence be the answer to your uncertainty. You are not lost or overlooked. My gaze rests tenderly upon you, intent on guiding and nurturing you toward wholeness. There is no place so shadowed that my light will not seek you out, transforming even your moments of weakness into opportunities for grace. If you feel caught between the demands of others and the desire for rest, let me be your sanctuary. My rest is not earned. It is a gift, freely given. Yield your striving and perfectionism, and you will discover the peace that cannot be manufactured by your own strength. I did not create you to carry the world's burdens alone. I invite you to exchange your anxieties for my calm assurance. Let the rhythm of life align with my heartbeat, steady and sure. Know that your value is anchored in my unfailing love, not in fleeting measures or changing seasons. Sometimes you wrestle with doubts, suspecting that you fall short of all I hope for you. Yet my love extends further than your shortcomings, reaching you precisely where you falter. I see the hidden efforts you make to choose compassion, to forgive, to hope against disappointment. Every seed of goodness you plant, though it may seem small or unnoticed, is nurtured by my spirit, destined to flourish in its own time. I long for you to trust that the fruit of your life will surprise you, exceeding what you can imagine when you remain close to me. Not every harvest is immediate, and not every promise is quickly fulfilled, but I delight in your perseverance, in your willingness to walk with me through seasons of waiting and uncertainty. My faithfulness is not withdrawn when you feel unsteady. On the contrary, I draw nearer still, supporting you with unseen strength. If you reach for me in weakness, you touch the very core of my compassion. As you listen, release your disappointments into my hands. I understand dreams that have not materialized, and prayers that seem unanswered. I gather the fragments of your sorrow and breathe new possibility over them. Nothing surrendered to me is wasted. Allow me to reshape your expectations, to reveal hidden gifts within the detours and delays of your journey. Often, the most beautiful outcomes take shape in the places where you least expected to find hope. My redemptive power turns the soil of past regrets and prepares it for a fresh beginning. Trust me with your narrative, for I am writing a story with you that cannot be ruined by your missteps or detoured by circumstances beyond your control. There will be moments when you struggle to forgive not only others, but also yourself. Bitterness and shame can weigh heavily on your soul, obscuring my light. Let my mercy be a gentle rain, softening the hardened ground within. Forgiveness is not a denial of pain, but a courageous step into freedom. I invite you to lay your burdens at my feet, to allow my healing to seep into the wounds that remain tender. As you open yourself to mercy, you become a vessel of reconciliation, carrying my grace outward into relationships and encounters each day. In showing kindness to yourself, you reflect my kindness. In releasing others from indebtedness, you participate in the work of restoration. Rejoice not just in the healing you receive, but in the healing you extend, for both are miracles born of my spirit. Do not be dismayed when your progress feels slow. Growth in my kingdom is often hidden, taking root beneath the surface long before it is visible to the eye. I am infinitely patient, nurturing you as a gardener tends a treasured plant. Each struggle, each moment of faithfulness, is cherished. Do not despise humble beginnings or small advances. These are the foundation upon which I build wonders. Your willingness to begin again to hope yet another day is a testament to your partnership with me. Remember, it is not perfection I seek from you, but openness, the posture of one who is willing to be shaped, to be refined through my love. Resist the temptation to compare your journey with others. I have crafted a unique path for you, filled with opportunities that are yours alone. Draw near to me in both your uncertainty and your joy. I delight in your honest questions, your creative dreams, your moments of laughter. Bring everything to me, the celebrations and the sorrows. I am your constant companion, unmoved by changing moods or fluctuating circumstances. I do not withdraw my affection when you are weary or confused. My embrace is steadfast, my commitment unbreakable. In every stage of your pilgrimage, you are met with acceptance and boundless encouragement. My presence does not demand performance. Rather, it invites you to breathe freely, to find rest in being fully known. I see how the world around you seeks to define your value by transient achievements or superficial standards. Let my words speak louder than these voices. I call you worthy, beloved, purposed for more than you have dared to hope. Rest in the assurance that you lack nothing essential for the path ahead. My provision will meet you at every turn. Where you feel inadequate, I offer sufficiency. Where you sense fear, I offer courage. You are not alone in the challenges you face. My spirit is a quiet advocate, strengthening you with wisdom, illuminating the next step when the way seems obscured. Consider the people in your life, those you find easy to love, and those who challenge your patience or compassion. Allow me to enlarge your heart. As you draw from my reservoir of love, you will find that your capacity to forgive, to listen, and to serve will grow. Let your kindness be rooted not in your mood or in how others treat you, but in the inexhaustible well of my presence. In each encounter, I offer opportunities to share the light you have received. Your smallest gesture may be the answer to someone else's silent prayer. Trust that as you remain sensitive to my prompting, I will use your life in ways far beyond what you can now perceive. I designed you to flourish in community, not in isolation. Resist the urge to withdraw out of fear or disappointment. Seek out those who will walk alongside you, who will remind you of your worth and inspire you to press forward. Let yourself be encouraged and, in turn, encourage others. My love is multiplied as it flows through relationships, healing, building, restoring. You are never a solitary wanderer. You are part of a living tapestry, interwoven with purpose, meaning, and hope. I rejoice in each connection you nurture, each moment you choose openness instead of retreat. Know my delight in the full measure of your humanity. Your needs, your joys, your sorrows are all precious to me. I walk with you, celebrating each step, carrying you when you are weary, guiding you onward with eternal affection. There are moments when you become weary from striving, when burdens seem to press in from every side, and your soul cries out for rest. I hear those quiet pleas, sometimes uttered in words, sometimes in a sigh or a tear at night when no one else is watching. Do not think that I am far from you in those moments. Rather, I draw closer still, gently gathering your cares as you release them. My presence is not reserved only for times of strength or outward victory, but especially for the secret valleys where you feel exposed and uncertain. In your weariness, I am your shelter. Let each breath you take remind you that I am supplying what you need, moment by moment, even when you feel empty. Trust that I carry you, that my arms are stronger than any storm, and the weight you bear will not crush you when you allow me to help you. I delight in being your sustainer, the one who restores your soul even in seasons when everything else feels stripped away. You may feel at times that your faith is small, flickering like a candle barely shielded from the wind. I do not despise your smallness. Instead, I draw near and nurture the ember of hope that still glows within you. Growth in your spirit often happens quietly, deep beneath the surface, where only I can see. Let your heart rest from the striving to appear strong before me. Lay down the mask. I already know every corner of your being, and I adore the real you, not the image you try to keep polished. I invite you to let go of self-judgment and comparison, to turn away from the heavy yoke of perfectionism that never leads to peace. My love for you is not measured by your performance, but by my own unchanging nature. When you remember this, freedom and joy begin to break through the soil of your life, disrupting patterns of fear and self-condemnation. My pursuit of you is relentless, gentle and sincere, not rushing you or shaming you into transformation, but quietly nurturing your heart like a patient gardener. There are seeds of promise that I have sown within you, holy dreams and capacities the world may not yet recognize. You may look at your life and see only the small sprouts, but I see the coming harvest. Allow me to water the places in you that feel parched. Open your heart, even if all you have to offer right now is a whispered, "Help me." I accept your offering, no matter how small it may seem to you. As you yield each burden, as you dare to hope again, I am already working in ways you cannot see. Even in seasons of waiting, trust that the unseen roots are growing deeper, preparing you for the abundance ahead. Your journey is not a straight line. There are seasons of growth, times of pruning, and moments when you must simply rest. Do not be discouraged when progress seems slow or even invisible. I am not disappointed in you for needing to pause, to catch your breath, to simply be. There is as much glory in the quiet seasons as there is in the harvest. In these silent spaces, I tenderly remind you of your belovedness, not because of what you do, but because of who you are as mine. When you sit in stillness and let my love wash over you, new strength begins to fill your heart. This strength is not forged in frantic effort, but in surrender and the assurance that you do not labor alone. When you remember your place in my story, anxiety loses its grip and peace grows bold. The world may swirl with noise and demands, but my invitation is always to come away with me and find rest. Let the world's voices fade. Listen to the quiet assurance that I delight in you just as you are, that your worth was settled long ago when I called you by name. There is nothing you can do to make me love you more, and nothing you could do to make me love you less. Allow this truth to sink beneath the surface, displacing old fears and lies about your identity. Step by step, I lead you with wisdom born from perfect love. Every challenge, every unanswered prayer, every disappointment along your journey has not been wasted. I redeem even what feels broken beyond repair, weaving each piece into a tapestry of redemption. When you cannot see the pattern, trust the hands that are shaping your story. My vision for your life is greater than you imagine. I waste nothing and work all things together for a beauty that will one day take your breath away. I invite you to lift up your eyes from your present weariness and remember that you are part of something far larger than you can see now. You are not defined by your scars or your failures. In my eyes, you are already radiant, already whole, because I have called you my own. I am not frustrated by your questions or weary with your doubts. Bring them all to me, speak them honestly, and watch how my love answers not always with explanations, but with my very presence, which is the answer your heart truly needs. When the path seems uncertain, hold tight to my promises. Even when you cannot see the way, rest in the assurance that I am leading. Each day's sufficient grace is my personal gift to you. Your role is not to solve it all, but to walk closely beside me. In moments when loneliness presses in, Remember that you are never truly alone. My companionship is closer than your breath. My faithfulness renews every morning. Allow me to speak hope into places that feel hidden, unworthy, or abandoned. My child, I have not overlooked you. Every detail of your story matters to me. Every longing of your heart is known and precious. When you feel invisible to the world, you are fully seen by me, cherished with a love that will never grow cold or distant. I invite you again to release your grip on the burdens you were never meant to carry alone. Exchange the heaviness for my peace. Invite me into the tangled places, the persistent worries, the secret disappointments, and let me bring light where there has been heaviness. My grace is enough for this day and for every day to come. As you walk forward, let your steps be guided not by fear of the unknown, but by the assurance that the one who walks with you is the lover of your soul, the keeper of your dreams, and the unfailing source of your hope. You have learned to see the seeds of my love planted in the garden of your days, and slowly you have recognized the gentle growth that comes not from striving alone, but from a heart surrendered to my nurture. The lessons I have given are not meant only for memory, but for living expression, for I desire your transformation to be visible and living, like fruit ripening in sunlight. Have you noticed that the world often calls you to hurry, to accumulate, to prove your worth by outcomes, but my rhythm is peace. What matters most is not the measure of what you have done, but the measure of how fully you have let me do my work in you. And so a different kind of abundance is available, one that the world cannot reclaim or reduce. My work within you is a quiet miracle, unfolding even in the places where you worry nothing grows, even in the silent, unseen corners. Trust that I am at work. You are not forgotten by me, even when you walk through darkness and cannot trace my hand. There are times when the ache in your heart rises unbidden and loneliness wraps around you, and in those times, my arms are wide open, longing to gather you in with tenderness beyond all measure. There is no guilt I cannot cover, no fear I cannot silence, no shame I cannot undo. All that I ask is that you let me into those rooms of your heart that you have kept closed for so long. You may have believed it wise to hide away the places of your sorrow and your struggle, but I invite you now to let the light of my presence fill every hidden space, not to expose you to judgment or rejection, but with the purpose of healing, restoring, and celebrating the beauty I see in you, even in your places of greatest vulnerability. There is nowhere you could wander that is beyond the reach of my embrace. Allow me to take your burdens. Let me breathe new hope where old regrets have withered your faith. Each time you dare to believe that my love really is for you, not as an idea, but as your truest life, you give me permission to lift you yet again above the waves. A life surrendered in this way begins to experience an intimacy with me unhindered by constant fear or striving. You have wondered if I truly desire your nearness, doubted whether a heart as troubled as yours could be pleasing to me. But I tell you, my delight is not in your flawless performance, but in your willingness to draw near, trusting that my arms welcome you no matter what you bring, no matter what you lack. My desire is to walk with you, to counsel and comfort you through the ordinary as well as the extraordinary. True transformation seldom looks dramatic in the moment. It is most often a gentle, steady unfolding as you let me lead. Celebrate the small victories and the hidden work, for these teach you to trust my timing. Though the world may not see the change sprouting in your heart, I see it, and I rejoice over you. I know how easy it is to become discouraged when you stumble again, facing old habits or wounds that seem impossible to heal. But what I ask of you is not perfection at once, but perseverance and trust. Each faltering step you take with me is precious, and even your stumbles can become places where my love claims new ground. Do not let the condemnation of the past convince you that your story is stuck, or that I have turned my face away. There is no part of your journey that I am unwilling to bless, no chapter I would erase, for I am weaving all things, even your regret, into a tapestry that will shine with my purpose. Surrender your measuring sticks. Put away your self-made scales. My kingdom does not run on your performance or the opinions of others, but on the paradox of grace. The last are first, the lost are found. Those who cry out in poverty of spirit receive the richest inheritance. Step forward in the security that you are known fully, intimately, and yet still completely loved. Your story was never one of earning. It has always been and will always be a response to the invitation of my love. You are called not to exhaustion, not to anxiety, but to rootedness. Trust that your worth is anchored in me, even when everything shifts around you. I am faithful to complete the work I have begun in you, even if you feel unfinished. The unfolding is not up to your strength, but to mine. You are safe in this, for my steadfastness does not waver with your feelings or circumstances. Let this assurance settle into the depths of your spirit, and let go of the fearful striving that leaves your soul so weary. In quiet moments, breathe deeply and hear me whisper that you are enough because I am enough in you. There are dreams I have planted in you that still await their season. Do not despise the waiting. It is not a punishment, but a preparation. The greatest oaks begin as unseen seeds deep underground, nourished by darkness until they break into the light. When you feel the ache of impatience or frustration, come to me honestly with your longing. My heart welcomes every part of you, even when you do not understand why you feel as you do. You have freedom to pour out your questions, your doubts, your weariness. The night will not last forever, and daylight is already breaking, sometimes slowly but always surely, because I have promised that light will shine for you. Stand on this truth. My promises are sure, regardless of what you see or feel. Even if you are surrounded by uncertainty, I remain the rock beneath your feet. Look for my presence in the ordinary, for I have not confined myself to the grand or the dramatic. My spirit whispers in the quiet of your daily life and brings comfort even in tasks that feel insignificant. Here, in the middle of your routine, I will teach you what it means to live beloved. Watch for the gentle nudges, the unexpected moments of peace, the sudden reminder of beauty. These are all ways I draw your heart deeper into trust. My blessing rests not on your achievements, but on your willingness to be present with me, to notice my nearness in all things. As you continue, let gratitude grow within you, not as an obligation, but as the spontaneous response of a heart awakening to the reality of grace. The more you see the gifts I placed before you, the more courage you will find to face what lies ahead. You are not called to endure alone, nor to find your own way through the wilderness. I am your shepherd, attentive to your every need, and I delight to provide for you. Even when you cannot feel it, my goodness is pursuing you, shaping every step. Open your heart again to receive the kindness that I never withhold. Let this hope enter every tired corner of your soul. Everything surrendered to me is never lost. Even what you cannot recover or repair, I can redeem. Your dreams, your failures, your hopes, when placed in my hands, become the clay I shape with gentle care. So keep walking with me in faith, and let love be the force that carries you forward. As you have walked with me through these words, let every moment now be received as seed planted deep in your heart. Let go of the anxious striving and the heavy burden of figuring out every step alone. Draw near to me in your rising and resting, with the confidence that I incline my ear to every longing of your spirit. When your thoughts once again turn to fear or weary resignation, recall my whispers of belonging, for you are not an afterthought in my story. I invite you to look at the horizon before you, not as a land filled with insurmountable giants, but as a field ripe with promise that I, myself, have prepared for you. Rest your mind from the endless calculations of your own strength and begin to anticipate my presence, like sunlight breaking through the morning fog. Uncertainty loses its power when you learn to listen for my leading and trust that even the smallest step forward, partnered with me, is not wasted. Let my words be the gentle rain over the hardened ground of disappointment and delay, softening what seemed unyielding until tender green shoots of hope awaken. Remember, I see beauty in the ordinary, the overlooked, and the quiet sacrifices you have offered in secret. The world may applaud only the extraordinary, but I celebrate the courage it takes simply to persevere, to forgive again, to speak life into your own soul when no one else seems to understand. Trust that nothing hidden from human sight is ever hidden from mine. Those aches you have not known how to express, I have already gathered and held with unspeakable tenderness. The nights when you have searched the heavens for a sign, yearning for proof that I hear you, know this: I have been nearer to you than your very breath. Each day spent waiting is not merely lost time, it is the language by which faith is written into your soul's story. You may believe your efforts are unnoticed, or your gratitude too small, but I delight in every whisper of thanksgiving, every hesitant prayer that you offer up between sighs. Allow yourself permission to breathe, to rest, in the assurance that you need not convince me of your worthiness. I am not measuring you by the world's standards. My son's sacrifice opened the way, and by that love you are already welcomed, cherished, and called by name. When regrets from your past try to dictate your future, remember that I am the God who restores what was lost and redeems even what you thought was beyond repair. Let me teach you to view your wounds not as stains, but as places where my healing light may shine all the brighter. Even as you struggle with what you cannot understand, do not fear your questions or your doubts. Bring every uncertainty to me, for I am not intimidated by your wrestling. Like a patient gardener, I will tend to the places of unrest until peace takes root. Let hope become your posture, not because you ignore sorrow, but because you trust me to carry what is too heavy for one soul alone. Lift your eyes from the cycle of comparison, and let me define what matters for you. There is a specific melody I have placed within you that the world needs to hear, a sound of joy that will echo far beyond your present circumstances. Refuse the lie that you must first earn my favor before you may step forward in confidence. I am not looking for perfection, but for willing hearts that return to me again and again, even after stumbling. Let each new morning be received as a gift, a fresh invitation to enter into partnership with me, not because of your flawless track record, but because of my unfailing commitment to you. As you navigate the tensions between longing and fulfillment, mourning and celebration, solitude and connection, do not despise the slow work I am doing beneath the surface. There is an unfolding in the waiting and maturing of faith that no shortcut can replace. See your daily acts of courage and kindness as seeds entrusted to my care. In time, they will yield a harvest of joy, immeasurable by mere human calculation. I want you to trust me with your unanswered prayers and to bring before me even the dreams you have set aside for fear of disappointment. Allow me to breathe new life into those places. My vision for you exceeds what you dare imagine. Every road you walk, whether rocky or smooth, is terrain I have traversed before you. There is nothing that can separate you from my love. Not even your failures or your darkest nights can cause me to withdraw. I do not grow weary with your weakness. Instead, my strength is made perfect there, transforming lack into opportunity for grace. Where others have turned away or misunderstood, I remain unwavering in my dedication to you. Receive the security of my presence, and let it become your anchor amid shifting tides. Even as you face decisions that press in with urgency, remember that I am not the author of chaos but of peace. Silence the voices of accusation and remind yourself that my guidance is steady, never rushed. Do not equate delay with abandonment. The path I have charted sometimes leads through unseen valleys, but always toward restoration. When confusion clouds your heart, come aside with me for just a moment. In the quiet, I will grant clarity, not always of circumstance, but of my affection for you. I am the one who holds the compass. Your task is simply to trust each step I prompt. Release to me every attempt to control the outcomes you anxiously strategize in your mind. The freedom you seek is not found in force, but in surrender. As you entrust your past, your present, and your future to me, you become more fully yourself, unencumbered by shame, drawn forward by hope. Wherever you have felt alone or misunderstood by those around you, choose to lean into my companionship. Make space for wonder again. Believe that your story is still unfolding and that each chapter yet to come is held within my capable hands. Be patient with yourself, even as you are patient with others. Extend to yourself the same compassion I have lavished upon you. When setbacks threaten to extinguish your hope, let them instead become proof of how deeply you are known and loved, not for your performance, but for your very being. My grace remains sufficient, a constant gift that outlasts your moments of victory and your seasons of defeat. There is no shame in stumbling, as long as you reach for my hand and continue forward. Let every word spoken here be a lamp for your feet when the way ahead seems hidden. Hide these truths in your heart and return to them when the loudness of life drowns out the wisdom I have given. Continue to seek me, even when you do not feel my nearness, for I am always working for your good, whether you see it or not. Allow yourself to rejoice in your progress, however slow it may seem, and do not despise the person you are becoming under my gentle guidance. Remember, my love for you is not fragile or dependent on circumstance. It is the song underlying existence itself, a steady assurance that you belong and are never forsaken. Go now in the comfort that I am with you, not as a distant observer, but as your closest friend, your fiercest protector, your ever-present hope. Hold unswervingly to this truth, and let the world see by your life that you are cherished, chosen, and called. My arms are open, always ready to receive you, again and again, as you run home to the certainty of my love. Amen. Now, live these words, come boldly to me. Walk forward in hope, and let my abiding love transform how you see yourself